inflating ticket prices and controlling fees. Live Nation predicts victory in court and says the lawsuit won't solve issues fans care about. House Republicans lead an effort to crack down on non-citizens voting in local elections.
The House passing a bill with 52 Democrats voting with all Republicans that would repeal a law in Washington that allows non-citizens to vote in local elections. Texas Republican Congressman August Pfluger was one of the bill's authors, arguing that power should only be allowed for legal residents.
And I find it inconceivable that the city council and now other city councils around the United States would intentionally dilute the voting power of their constituents.
Democrats who opposed the bill argued reasons such as Congress should not be meddling in D.C.'s local policy and that the framers of the Constitution did not intend for a citizenship requirement to vote.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on the Hill. Under the D.C. measure, non-citizens would still be barred from voting for federal office, and it doesn't allow illegal immigrants to vote. An hour to the close, the Dow's down 596 points. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
This could ruin everyone's plans. 77 degrees, partly sunny skies. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Rain is becoming more likely for Sunday's Indianapolis 500. A warm front is expected early Sunday morning.
That's going to bring us maybe a few spotty showers or storms. The question is, how much moisture does that warm front have with it? I think the better chance of rain is going to ride with a cold front that'll move later through into the afternoon and evening.
The timing of that rain will be crucial, says Wish TV forecaster Tara Hastings. The National Weather Service will be holding a briefing tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You may remember the Indigo bus fire that happened last month. The man accused was indicted today.
According to court documents, DeMarcus McLeod of Indianapolis has been charged with arson by a federal grand jury after he lit an Indigo bus on fire back in April. Surveillance footage showed McLeod getting on the bus with a container of liquid and 2 lighters. As it approached the 38th and Meridian stop, he would pour the liquid into the center aisle, light a piece of paper on fire, and throw it into the puddle. McLeod was arrested in the parking lot of a nearby restaurant. He faces up to 40 years in federal prison. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana gas up 20 cents from last Thursday, says AAA. There were some positives in the Game 1 loss to the Boston Celtics, says Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle.
Just really encouraged with how hard we fought to get back into the game and to get a lead at the end. It was very unfortunate that we weren't able to close it out.
Game 2 tonight at 8 o'clock in Boston. A victory for the Indy 11 last night. Kurt Darling explains why it was a big one.
The victory over Detroit City FC now advances Indy to the quarterfinals of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. The soccer tournament is an open tournament that includes teams from all levels of U.S. soccer. The boys in blue will now get another crack at a Major League Soccer team. They'll square off with Atlanta United to open the quarterfinals. Indy 11 lost to Columbus Crew of the MLS last year in the third round of the tournament. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
News time 3:04. Traffic and weather next.
I love summertime. I love going to the ball game. I love taking road trips. And my friends at AAA Hoosier Motor Club help deliver on both. I love going to Victory Field, taking the kids and having a night there. It's great. AAA is now the official insurance partner of the Indianapolis Indians. This means if you're a AAA member, you get $4 off tickets to all home games, plus 10% off concessions and Indians Pro Shop discounts.
Going to Victory Field, always a winner. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members, you save with that too. You get access to discounts on hotels, rental cars, and a lot more with complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into any trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA is there. 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So this summer, do yourself a favor and join AAA today. Visit AAA.com, call 844-GO-AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05, good afternoon, Matt Bear.
What's up, Donnie? Looking at westbound 465 on the north side. It is a vehicle from Ditch Road over to Michigan Road, and right now the right lane is blocked. Lots of smoke on the interstate. Please be careful as you make your way through there. It may be tough to see. Traffic is stop and go back to Meridian. Downtown, stall eastbound 70 west. That is blocking the left lane, causing stop and go traffic back to Holt Road. Northbound 37 completely jammed right now. Epler Avenue to 465. It's the construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Making our way towards Thursday evening, we'll have a few clouds around, but otherwise be rain-free with winds light and variable in direction and low temperatures dropping to 63 degrees. We'll be back in the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudas for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock.
So you're going to have to help me through this, Hammer. See if I understand this right. Boss Hogsett wants the city to buy the site where 11 Park and the new Indy 11 Stadium would have been built by the Keystone Group.
Yes.
They want to buy that land now after kind of backing out of their handshake deal they had a couple of years ago to develop the Diamond Chain property.
Yes.
What?
So you got to understand one thing. There's one thing that you're forgetting to understand.
Okay.
Boss Hogsett's a greaseball. He's a slimy dude. He's a shady guy. So what he's trying to do right now is to have a backup plan for his MLS dream.
Take us back a couple of weeks. What exactly happened?
So
First
the
went down.
area where they were going to build 11 Park, the new privately funded no taxpayer money at all involved stadium for the Indy 11 was supposed to be built on the near west side of downtown. And Boss Hogsett was there at the groundbreaking, had a hard hat on, might have been sober. It was a big deal.
And the implication was, hey, look, we're Marion County. The city will help you out any way you need, maybe give you some breaks. But it was like a handshake type of deal.
Correct.
Like what
Nothing was written down, apparently. It was a handshake type of agreement. So once Joe Hogsett thought he had a chance of bringing an MLS team to city, which is Major League Soccer, he basically just stabbed the Indy 11 in the back and said, oh, by the way, we don't really have a deal. Take your little minor league team, take your land you got over here and kick rocks.
Oh, he said, do whatever you want with it, basically. Yeah, they're doing their own thing. We're going to try to bring in an MLS team.
Right. So fast forward to today.
Yes.
What you've got is that Boss Hogsett is now offering the folks that own the Indy 11, the Keystone Group, quote, fair market value for the land. So the city wants to buy the land. Now, mind you, the city has already gotten into the hotel business. Now they want to buy this land. They want to have your tax dollars fund a new stadium ultimately. But here's the kicker. They're trying to spin this as, well, we know there used to be a grave site, graveyard at this location.
Yeah.
So we think it would be honoring the deceased if the city of Indianapolis bought the land.
And move the bodies that are still there.
Right.
Yeah.
And if we built a big, MLS soccer stadium on top of it, then hey, what's the big problem?
But wait a minute. They made it sound a couple of weeks ago like, Boss Hogsett made it sound like they had their own thing going now. We're going to do our own thing try to MLS and build our own. You do your thing with the Diamond Chain property. You and the Indy 11, we got nothing to do with it now. We had a kind of a handshake deal. We were going to help you out, maybe breaks here and there, whatever. But that's that's your deal now, and we don't want anything to do with it. And fast forward, you're telling me now they're talking about dead bodies where the Keystone Group is building, and they want to pay fair market value for the land they really didn't want anything to do with a couple of weeks ago.
Correct. This tells me that old Diamond Joe might not have thought this all the way through when he had this bizarre initial pitch to bring the MLS to Indianapolis. And let's not get it twisted here.
Maybe he did, though.
This has nothing to do with dead bodies. This is not what this is about. This is Joe Hogsett trying to cover his ass, having multiple sites available for a potential stadium. That's all this is. Now,
and meanwhile, I wonder if they do sell, are they going to pay, quote, fair market value now that it's sort of been devalued almost?
Nige, you and your drugs. Since when would the city of Indianapolis pay something in fair market value? Now, Rob Kendall makes a great point. As much as it sounds like the Indy 11 are getting the shaft here, they were the ones that made the mistake of not getting things in writing, crystal clear, I's dotted, T's crossed from quite possibly the shadiest mayor in America. When you get into bed with Joe Hogsett, man, you better have everything ready because he will double cross you. He's a snake oil salesman. He is so desperate to get something on the record for his legacy that he's trying to bring MLS here, and damn the torpedoes, he's going to just plow over good business tenants to do it. That's what this is about. The response from the Indy 11 and Keystone Group, quote, for weeks, Keystone and Indy 11 have requested to sit down with Mayor Hogsett's negotiation team, and the response has always been the same. Rather than discuss facts and negotiate in good faith, city officials would rather spread misinformation through press releases and play games with your tax dollars. And it goes on to say,
that's a long one, yeah.
This current administration's embrace of divisive politics and bare-knuckle intimidation with the city county council have no place in our city. Rather than to respond to the last-ditch effort to salvage the bungled rollout of a half-baked idea, it's our hope Mayor Hogsett will once again retake the reins of his own administration. That's a pretty strong-ass response right there from the Indy 11 and the Keystone Group. That is pretty strong right there.
So what's he saying? The city county council's really running the show here?
He's saying that the city county council is trying to be intimidated by Joe Hogsett into signing off to do this.
Yeah.
Now, right now, we're hearing that the city county council is not in favor of a taxpayer-funded MLS stadium. But, and I've said this from day one, it's so overwhelmingly Democrat, all of these little butt sniffers that for whatever reason think Joe Hogsett is their fearless leader. Imagine going down a rabbit hole with that guy leading the charge. They're going to do whatever he says. Why? I have no idea. If I'm Vop Osley, I want to distance myself from that loser as far as I can if you want to be the next mayor. But all of them are going to play ball. They're all ultimately going to sign off on this, and we shall see what happens. Doesn't sound like there's a lot of support for it, but we'll see. Congrats to Tyrese Halliburton. He was named third team All-NBA, Nige. The first team All-NBA was Luka, Giannis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, and Tatum.
All right.
Second team was Brunson, Anthony Davis, Durant, Anthony Edwards, and Kawhi Leonard. The third team, which Halliburton is on, Halliburton, LeBron, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, and Sabonis.
He gets a little payday for that, doesn't he?
Big payday comes with making an all-NBA team. So congrats to Tyrese, and hopefully he can get a win tonight. Big one.
Pacers 8.5-point dogs.
It's a lot of points, man.
Dogs.
A lot of points. We'll see. Allison, hit me with some booze news.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. 1 by 1.
We are Curry Booze News, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Nigel presents
Booze News, Booze News.
Yeah.
Time for Booze News.
According to a new study, daily weed use outpacing daily drinking in the United States.
No kidding.
Alcohol still more widely used, but a 2022 study was the first time this level of marijuana use overtook high frequently drinking.
So wait a minute, you're saying that so people are still drinking more alcohol alcohol is more widely used, but daily use, comparatively, marijuana is in the lead there in that stat.
Right. An estimated 17.7 million people used marijuana daily compared to 14.7 who drank daily.
I'm trying to figure out if this surprises me or not, especially since weed is still illegal in many places. And all the guys that I know that use weed, it's more like vape and vape pens and the THC, the oil, the cartridges and stuff
Edibles.
like that, whatever. Yes. It seems like those guys that I know that do that, they also drink daily.
That's a great point. If you got one vice, you probably
Right.
have another. That's interesting. Yeah, I would never have guessed that it's almost 3 million more every single day, people who use weed more so than booze. All right, Matt Bear.
All right, Hammer looking at a stall right now, and this stall is on the downtown area. It's eastbound 70 at West Street. Right now, traffic is stop and go from west back to Tibbs Avenue. On the north side, the vehicle fire has moved out to the interstate. That's good on westbound 465. Still stop and go in both the directions right now. Westbound jammed up from Meridian past a ditch. Eastbound jammed up before Michigan over to ditch, and those should clear out now that everything is out of the interstate. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Attention Indy homeowners, is your cooling system ready for the heat? Don't sweat it. Mr. Quick Home Services has you covered with their special $89 cooling tune-up offer. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
79 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Hey, there's a reason why we only use American Standard dealers. There's a reason why we only use American Standard equipment. It's because they're the best in the business and they're local. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome independent American Standard dealers in Central Indy.
How about our friends at Absolute Comfort? Be sure to ask for Chris Wedekin. Chris is an expert in saving you money on utilities. Saving money is a good thing. Absolute Comfort can help you with American Standard heat pump options that help you cool in the spring, heat when the temperatures drop, all while saving you energy and money. Absolute Comfort's experts can also help to make sure your home is zoned properly, thus ensuring your comfort and, once again, saving you money. Contact Absolute Comfort today. AbsoluteComfort.org. That's AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. American Standard, built to a higher standard. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 71% of non-retired adults are worried about retirement saving. At Howard Bailey Financial, we don't believe retiring with confidence should be guesswork. In fact, our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we provide our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you won't outlive. To receive your complimentary toolkit, text CLARITY to 866-482-9559. Take a step toward a more confident retirement with Howard Bailey Financial and text CLARITY to 866-482-9559.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
Hey, what's up? Hammer here. After a full day of working with Nigel, I could imagine nothing better than going home and getting lazy in a Lazy Boy from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Thompson Furniture in Columbus guarantees the lowest price and free delivery within 75 miles of Columbus and interest-free financing on all Lazy Boy furniture.
Hey, it's Nigel. Right now, Thompson's is having a Lazy Boy 50% off sale. The only place to buy your Lazy Boy furniture is Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Long live the lazy.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Memorial Day sale is on at Sundown Gardens, 20% off container trees and shrubs through Monday.
186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, sundown.gardens.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits dealer.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer, a man was arrested in Nebraska for walking into a brand new DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, right?
Yes.
And throwing a bunch of fish and carrots around.
I'm sorry, what?
He walked into the DMV throwing fish and carrots. He caused $9,000 in damage to the carpet. Here is a police officer talking about what happened.
Looks like he had fish and carrots and said that something fishy was going on.
Oh.
Hey-o!
Okay. I was wondering what the tie-in was there.
A lot of people give DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, BMV, DMV, whatever you want to say, a bad name. And this guy's clearly a lunatic, probably has mental problems, who brings a bunch of fish and carrots and says, something's fishy in here. I had nothing but the best experience at the Boone County BMV a year or two ago when I had to go, my license expired, had to go get it updated. I was in and out, and I forget the gal's name that worked there. But she was really pleasant, and it was a good experience. Stopped by Hardee's there in Lebanon on the way home.
Nice.
So I had nothing bad to say about the DMV at this point. But this gentleman there in Nebraska apparently had a problem with them.
Fish and carrots. It's odd that he had that much handy to where he could cause $9,000 worth of damage. That's not like dropping a piece of fish or some carrots.
That's such a good point.
That's a lot of fish and a lot of carrots.
Did he haul a wheelbarrow through the door?
And do you go to Kroger? Yes, I'd like $9,000 worth of fish, please. I'd like 9,000 carrots, please, like flounder and Animal House.
Where is a guy this crazy going to get that many fish and carrots? And how is he going to pay for it to where, again, it causes $9,000 worth of damage?
Now, I've never been to Lincoln, but maybe there's a fish and carrot depot. I have no idea. This weekend at the Fish and Carrot Depot, everything must go. And he was probably right there to take advantage of the deal. By the way, going back to your experience at the DMV, great moments in driver's license history. We talked about this Monday at our event, Tales from the Track with Scott Dixon. Mr. Dixon likes to speed from time to time. He had a few...
Oh, that's right.
A few speeding tickets on his driver's license in New Zealand. So when he came to Indianapolis, it was tough for him to get a license. So he had to go through all this crap, got a license.
No, he had to go through like driver's training school.
Right. And then he ultimately got another ticket and had to go to like a defensive driving class. So imagine you're some slapnut dude here in Indiana and you're sitting in defensive driving class and there's the 2008 Indy 500 champion sitting in there with you.
That was a great story.
That was pretty cool. Speaking of New Zealand, a guy in New Zealand got in trouble over a video of him body slamming a killer whale.
What?
He jumped on it from his boat like a WWE wrestler, like those guys that jump from the top rope, like Macho Man used to do. New Zealand's Department of Conservation fined him $600, which is about $350 in American money.
There's one in front of you. Where did it go? I touched it. Oh my God, it's behind you. It's behind you.
Oh, I'm watching this now. So he does it. I thought, okay, I thought he was like wrestling the whale or something like that. The whale was sitting there on kind of just, near the top of the water. The guy jumps off the boat and like belly flops onto it.
Right.
And the whale just kind of goes away. He's lucky that it was a killer whale, I believe. He's lucky that whale didn't roll right back over on his fat ass. Yeah, I'm watching this right now. What an idiot.
Yeah, the way that the story was set up, you thought that like he was delivering the people's elbow to the whale and like giving him the business or something, but it really wasn't the case. Dateline Kentucky. Kentucky man has been ordered to stay away from Krispy Kreme after being accused of starting a fire inside one of the donut stores.
Oh, no.
Guy by the name of Michael Moore charged with felony arson and wanton endangerment after allegedly throwing a device on the roof of the donut shop earlier this week.
It was on the roof.
Here is the judge laying out the huge bond to keep this idiot in jail.
Obviously, with the allegations in this citation, there's concern for the court as far as I will appoint the public defender to represent him, but in finding him to be a danger, I'm going to leave the bond at $100,000 full cash.
Boy, it must be nice there in Kentucky to have a prosecutor that will keep criminals in jail.
Right. They didn't just slap a bracelet on him and send him back out on the streets?
Low cash or no cash bail, violent criminal, back out on the streets. Boy, that's what a feeling that must be for the people there in that city.
Somewhere Ryan Mears is just listening to that going, wait, they did what? They put a big bail? Oh, my goodness.
On a violent, dangerous criminal?
What are they doing? I mean, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Look at the leadership we have here in Marion County.
What are they doing?
You've got a prosecutor who wants to be a public defender and Boss Hogsett as your mayor. 3 terms, and he doesn't have a pot to piss in for a legacy. Fantastic.
He's working on it.
He's trying. So Apple Music put out this thing about the best album of all time. So according to Apple Music, they're saying the best album of all time, better than Thriller from Michael Jackson, better than Abbey Road from the Beatles, was the debut album of Lauryn Hill in 1998.
I don't know if I'd recognize one song from Lauryn Hill. I mean, maybe I would. Was she part of some supergroup?
She was in the Fugees.
The Fugees.
Before she decided to go solo.
Is that No Scrubs?
No, that would be TLC.
Okay, whatever. I'm just throwing out things, random songs from female. Is Push It? Is that one of the?
I believe that would be Salt and Pepper.
Okay.
Now, if it was a Nickelback song, you'd know that.
Yeah. Well, I think Apple's trying to position this top 100 list as a kind of a modern 21st century ranking of the greatest records ever made. I mean, Michael Jackson comes in at number 2 there on this list. Beatles come in at number 3. I don't care about the Beatles. Let's see. Prince, Frank Ocean, Stevie Wonder, Kendrick Lamar, Amy Winehouse, Nirvana, and Beyonce, all in the top
Ocean.
10.
Who the hell is Frank Ocean? I know Billy Ocean. Billy Ocean greater than Frank Ocean.
Thank you.
Caribbean Queen, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car, greater than anything Frank Ocean has to offer.
My new Galaxy concrete garage floor, out of this world. I needed a new garage floor. My old one has been my house is like 40 years old. Garage had never been taken care of. It was cracked, uneven, dirty. And within a day, the guys from Galaxy Concrete Coatings came in and made it 4 times as stronger, 100 times easier to clean. And they did not use epoxy. All my neighbors are, they're kind of jealous. I got a new garage floor. They're like, is that epoxy? No, this is better. Polyurea is what the guys at Galaxy use. That's the new premium standard for coatings on your garage. And they can do more than just your garage. Basement, pool deck, any indoor, outdoor area concrete, call them now, 751-9070, or go to their website, galaxyconcretecoatings.com.
The great vehicles are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, and they are your EV headquarters. You should shop the Moore selection. Head to Andy Moore Ford or andymoreford.com. Shop the EV models like the Mustang Mach-E, which I've driven, the E-Transit, the F-150 Lightning, which is incredible. All in stock with more arriving daily. Check out More Power. The Ford Mustang Mach-E combines the iconic Mustang heritage with the benefits of an electric vehicle. Not just efficient, incredibly stylish, it's an exhilarating driving experience. But you need more room, more versatility out of your vehicle. The all-electric F-150 Lightning has you covered with seating for up to 5, intelligent backup power, and onboard power for all your tools and gear. This is the all-electric truck that is built for it all. Visit my friends down at Andy Moore Ford, and they'll help make the switch to an EV easier than ever. Check them out on Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
Shop anytime online. AndyMooreFord.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's up in the air, literally. You've got 77 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 3:31. Forget predicting the Indy 500 winner. Weather experts are trying to predict the forecast. Right now, it looks like thunderstorms for the greatest spectacle in racing.
The system may move a little bit faster, or it may move a little bit slower, and that's going to have a big impact on that time range as well.
Wish TV forecaster Tara Hastings, the National Weather Service, should know more by 1 o'clock Friday. Speaking of weather, 9 people are dead, and a Mexican presidential candidate was taken to a hospital Wednesday after a stage collapse due to heavy winds. Over 50 people were hurt, and several others were trapped under the stage. A New Albany police officer was arrested this week.
The New Albany police chief first had concerns last month about Officer Chad Armenta, so he asked state police to investigate Armenta. And what state police say they discovered is that Armenta showed up to a woman's home in New Albany uninvited and refused to leave. Then they believe he also interfered with an investigation after the woman called the New Albany Police Department to report what he did. Among the charges Armenta's facing include stalking and harassment. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The federal government has reached a $300 million settlement with railway company Norfolk Southern over the train derailment last year in East Palestine, Ohio. Some of the toxic fumes and chemicals went towards Indiana, but water testing showed everything was okay. You may like your chicken fried, but probably not like this.
The Noblesville Fire Department posted on X Thursday that a fire had broken out at a Kentucky Fried Chicken on 400 Sheridan Road. The fire was reported early Thursday morning while the KFC was closed. The building was unoccupied when firefighters arrived. The NFD were notified of the fire when someone called to report heavy smoke coming from the restaurant. No one was injured in the response, and the NFD are investigating what may have been the cause of the fire. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Your time is 3:33. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Texas 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Donnie, looking at southbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn and eastbound 70 into downtown stop-and-go from Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Now on the south side, the delay has slowed down, slowing traffic on westbound 465 from 31 over to Harding Street. Keeping an eye on that, of course. And eastbound 465 slows on the southwest side from I-70 over to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Driven to Save Lives. This Yes, may be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives remind you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Thursday evening looks like it'll be a relatively quiet one. Just a couple of clouds around. Temperature still mild. Low temperature dropping to maybe the low 60s by Friday morning. And winds light and variable in speed and direction. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudas for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer with a special guest on the hotline.
You know him from Fox and Friends. Got an awesome radio show and coming to Indy June 29th at the Shelton Auditorium on the campus of Butler. Brian Kilmeade joins us. Brian, welcome to Indy. How are you?
Guys, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. We're doing good. Sitting in traffic in New York was widow shocker.
Is this traffic in New York related to the Trump event in the Bronx tonight, or is this just the usual traffic in New York?
The usual. You don't want to be in a car. That's why I always take the train home. You don't want to be in a car usually after 2 o'clock because everything just gums up. I think some people just don't trust mass transportation yet. I mean, I still have not walked onto a train that's normally standing room only and not been able to get a seat. I mean, that's 2.5 years now, right, since the pandemic. But just makes the roads more clogged. But everybody's got it. I mean, you go to Atlanta, they're complaining. You go to Orlando, they're complaining. I mean, everybody has traffic issues. So Dallas, Richmond, they say the same thing. So I guess people like to work in the cities and go to the suburbs.
I think it's interesting that you take the train. I'm on Twitter and I see on TikTok, everything I see on subways and trains in New York is violent, people punching each other and fights. I mean, has that ever broken out in front of you? I mean, you're a high-profile national anchor for a network cable outlet.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't have a choice sometimes. I mean, I do it every day. Every once in a while, you have people walk up to you and say obnoxious things, but I would say 97% are supportive, or they don't know who you are.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the one time it's good when somebody doesn't know who you are, I guess. I guess that's the silver lining to it, right, on the subway. Brian, talk about the vibe of New York right now. You got this Trump trial going on, and I don't know, maybe I'm out here alone on this, but I feel like Michael Cohen could have looked at that jury and said, I'm going to lie to you. Get ready for lies. And this judge, this jury, it would not have made a difference. I feel like this whole thing is just completely one-sided. It's a biased activist judge. It's a wild jury. What do you think?
I'm very curious about your read because not only I'm in the news network, all these legal experts, I'm in New York. So I have not found anyone. You know, with OJ, for example, you walk around the OJ trial, some people say, it's about time he gets off. Other people can't believe he got away with it. Nobody thinks this case is strong. Nobody thinks this is a crime that there needs to be punishment. Nobody thinks this is an issue that needs to be addressed. This is all hyped up, jacked up, bootstrapped is the legal term, in order to charge the president with a federal crime. Because a state crime, it does not add up to anything but a misdemeanor. So as many times as people explain it to me, I still can't get my head around it. And the fact is, when people say it's up to the jury instruction it's going to make or break this case, it's what the judge says he's actually should be focused on in terms of what he broke or didn't break the law. I'm pretty amazed by that. Usually someone's a murderer or not a murderer. This is so convoluted. Nobody can quite understand that you can have an NDA with somebody. It could be a business partner. It doesn't like to let the business happen. You had a restaurant, and one person feels the other one didn't show up for work or screwed up the books, and it failed. I go to run for office, and my business partner's running me down. I go up to them, and I say, listen, what's it going to take for you to stop running me down? And they give me a figure, and I pay the money, right? Or make up stories. One of these accusers was a doorman that said he had a kid out of wedlock. It wasn't true. Do you know they paid him anyway? So why did they pay him? Because he did not want anything to come out to embarrass his family, hurt his election. That's just the way it is. Do you know how many NDAs are amongst the Congress people? How many exist out there? People make payments because of things they did in their life, and they want to get office again. So that's the whole thing. What is the crime? Stormy Daniels did or didn't happen. Well, there's no crime there.
And you know what? The other thing is that I'm curious to think, to know what you think of the term hush money trial, because that makes it sound like Trump met with Stormy Daniels in a trench coat and dark glasses and a hat in some dive bar with money in a paper bag and handed it to her underneath the table. I mean, I'm so glad you mentioned NDAs.
Do you guys call it that?
Well, I just, it seems like everybody's calling that, but I have a problem with it.
Yeah, you're so on the money, because we had an email about 2.5 weeks ago, and said, make it Trump. It is called Trump First New York. So make it Trump First New York. Don't say hush money trial, because it's inaccurate. So we had that out. If you notice, if people say it, it's a mistake.
Yes.
They don't put it on banners. We don't read to that anymore, because it's not right. It's like he's guilty by definition.
Yes.
Chatting with Brian Kilmeade of Fox News, Fox and Friends, wildly successful radio program, and bringing the History, Liberty, and Laughs tour, along with comedian Pat O'Rourke, to the campus of Butler at the Shelton Auditorium on June 29th. What's the live show that you do like, Brian?
So one thing that I think you guys like it too. I know radio people, sometimes we sit in the studio and we forget that we're in front of an audience. It feels so natural. You get the calls. Sometimes you get to the calls. Sometimes you can't. But what I started realizing was how much I miss being in front of a live audience, because I used to stand up for a while. When people ask you to do speeches, you realize how much you like it. And I said, being that we're limited, you might have the same thing. There's certain places we just can't speak in front of. They'll just say, that group is not good for us. Or what if Citibank, you're the keynote speaker and Citibank is involved in corruption like they were in 2008. And you're the keynote speaker, it makes us look bad. So after being rejected for all these opportunities to speak in front of people, I just said, what if we created my own events? So I wrote 6 history books: Thomas Jefferson, the Tripoli Pirates, George Washington's Secret Six, Andrew Jackson, The Miracle of New Orleans, Sam Houston, The Alamo Avengers, what happened after the Alamo, now what happened at the Alamo, and then President and Freedom Fighter, as well as now Teddy and Booker T. So I go, there's a thirst usually for people that watch the news to love history. So I did the work, I did the studying, it's conversational, so why don't I bring the books to life in a quick way and bring you through American history pretty much in order? And I tried to do it in a conversational way, and then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to bring some of the great moments accurately but in a fun way to life on the stage? So I bring Pat, my friend Rick, and we bring those moments to life in those books. And it's a little bit inspirational, because I did also it's how you play the game. The games do count. What you do in sports, if you don't go pro, are you wasting your time? Those formative moments when you get benched, you score, you don't score, you make the team, you don't make the team, they really formulate what you're going to do the rest of your life and why certain people have the success they had. So I bring some of those stories from Jon Stewart to The Rock to George Patton to life. So I call it inspirational, motivational, and patriotic. History, liberty, and laughs. And I just try to bring people that get something out of it, have a good time, and I get a chance to meet everybody and sign books after, and there's meet and greets before. So before the show, I'll talk to people for an hour, take pictures, and I'll try to do something similar towards the end. So we've been doing this now for 2 years. I think each show gets better. And just in Las Vegas, did a show. It was great. And I can't wait to get to Indianapolis. That'll be next.
When you speak to people before, after the shows, what do they want to talk about? Like, are the people that come watch your show in Las Vegas concerned about the same thing that somebody in Pittsburgh or Atlanta or in Indianapolis wants to talk to you about?
What a great question. The answer is yes. They're all concerned about the country. They all cite this one way or another. They don't say, why aren't people more conservative? Why are they so liberal? Why are they so liberal? Why are they weren't more conservative? You know what they say? What happened to logic? Of course it's logical to close the border. Of course it's logical to have a strong defense. Of course it's logical to enforce crime. Of course you put criminals behind bars. Of course you don't have a $999 threshold when it comes to theft. Of course you don't defund the police. All those things that I said, people need to hear that we all know what's right and wrong. They're not asking anymore about Obamacare. They're not asking about Social Security. Those are harder issues than it was almost the good old days. They're asking about what happened to logic in the country. Why? Well, of course, transitioning men who pretend to be transitioning shouldn't be playing sports against girls in high school. Of course, the NCAA should not let Leah Thomas swim against Riley Gaines. And same thing with lacrosse at the Division III level. So there seems to be a lack of logic in America, and I think people hold on to normal people like us who don't pretend to be above it, but we speak a logic that people really need to hear. And they also need to hear their voices. They need to know that we're living, breathing people. We listen, and I get a lot from it too. But for the most part, I get this. Like, what happened to logic? And I always walk away with this. Everything that we're going through right now is fixable. There's nothing insurmountable. We still have the same attributes. We just got to sober up.
June 29th is the show, Sheldon Auditorium on the campus of Butler, 7 p.m. VIP tickets are available. You can go to briankilmeade.com/tour to get your tickets. Brian, we love talking to you, man. We'd love to have you back on our show sometime soon. Best of luck.
Yeah, I'd love to give you guys, if it works for your schedule, I don't want to mess up your date night. We'd love to have you on stage. And if you guys want to come down, that would be fantastic. And we have a free buffet for you, and we'll get you at least 3 beers.
A single tear just came down my eye when you said buffet right there, Brian. I'm in. I'm in. Hey, I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Thank you.
All right, I'll firm it up with your people. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great Memorial Day.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Get out fast, get cash, sell your home in a flash. The IndyHomebuyer.com. No inspection, no fuss. We only need to see it once. The IndyHomebuyer.com. Problem properties, tenants don't pay. Just hand us some keys and your problems go away. Get out fast, get cash, sell your home in a flash. The IndyHomebuyer.com. Get out fast, get cash, sell your home in a flash. The IndyHomebuyer.com.
No matter your reason for selling, the IndyHomebuyer.com will pay cash for your house in any condition. If you're dealing with deadbeat tenants, big repairs, or inheritance, the IndyHomebuyer.com is the solution. No hassle, no inspections. The IndyHomebuyer.com.
Get out fast, get cash, sell your home in a flash. The IndyHomebuyer.com. Get out fast, get cash, sell your home in a flash. The IndyHomebuyer.com.
Hey race fans, this is Tim Wicker from Electric Plus. When you're looking for an electrical contractor to take care of your next construction project, facility upgrade, or simple maintenance work, make sure you call Electric Plus to give you a professional and top quality project with the best team members in the industry. Just like race car drivers desire to be the best, the mission of Electric Plus is to be the best electrical contractor, period. Visit our website at electricplus.com to see how we can take care of your electrical needs.
That's Faber's Bean Window. Trust me.
Are you thinking about your next home improvement project, but you need more than a window replacement? Whether it's siding, entry doors, or maybe a bath or shower remodel, design it before you buy it. That's right. B's using the latest in technology to create an architectural design so you can see our products on your house before you purchase.
For a limited time, receive 50% off all products plus 12 months, no interest, no payments.
Faber's Bean Window. Trust me.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Grab a frosty mug and try the newest flavor from Bluebell, A&W Root Beer Float Ice Cream. A creamy vanilla-flavored ice cream swirled together with an A&W Root Beer flavored sherbet. A new way to enjoy your favorite root beer float.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Heat and cool with nearly geothermal efficiency in places you can't fit ductwork with Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits.
Just go to AbsoluteComfort.org. That's AbsoluteComfort.org.
Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better. Come into any of our locations and make the salesperson prove the superiority of the Royal Spa product.
Royal Spa.
This May, be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives remind you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, southbound Keystone Parkway is starting to slow from 106th Street down to 465, and northbound 465 through Lawrence, stop and go after Penn Pike 275th. Inbound 65, slow MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, already stop and go from Holt Road into the south split, make it north up to Washington. That's going to be slow. And westbound 465 on the south side, stop and go traffic after 65 over to Harding 3769. Traffic sponsored by Driven to Save Lives. This may be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about to your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
80 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Yes, I'm a mess with an S on my chest.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If I'm not mistaken, Brian Kilmeade, who was just on the air with us from Fox and Friends on Fox News, invited us to come on stage with him at his show.
He may regret that.
June 29th out at the campus of Butler, the Shelton Auditorium.
That'd be awesome, man.
He mentioned a buffet and 3 beers, and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I knew you were salivating at the buffet, but I was thinking to myself, I'm going to need way more than 3 beers, Brian.
Well, how about we make a little, deal on the side here? It's like a Monopoly game. I'll give you my drink tickets if I get the extra buffet pass.
Okay.
You give me Park Place. I'll give you my 2 yellows.
I'll eat before I come to the event then.
No, if you missed that conversation with Brian Kilmeade,
that was great.
Great chat. Allison's going to have that posted on the podcast page at WIBC.com.
I love that he just takes the subway or the train or whatever he calls it to work every day in New York City.
It's kind of a power move, right? Because you're in one of the most liberal cities in America, New York City. You're the face or one of the faces of Fox News, Fox and Friends morning show, the #1 morning show in America. And you're just out there riding the subway like, come at me. Let's go. You want a piece? Here I am.
I wonder if, because I asked him, I see all these clips of fights and violence and people punching each other in the face randomly on the subway. And he goes, like 97% of the time, it's fine.
Right.
It's that other 3% still that you see on TikTok and Twitter that concern me.
The 97% doesn't get posted on social media.
Right.
It's that pesky 3% that does. I thought this was pretty cool. A New Jersey high schooler, some kid named Jake, may have the greatest promposal ever.
Promposal?
Promposal is where you have this big elaborate scheme to ask a girl to go to the prom.
Oh, okay.
It's called a promposal.
I got it.
So he got Major League Baseball star Bryce Harper from the Philadelphia Phillies to go to his girlfriend's house and ask her to prom. Here she is opening the door, and one of the best players in baseball, Bryce Harper, doing the talking while the high school kid Jake stands by as the wingman.
Hi, Julia. How's it going? Jake wants to actually prom, so I thought I'd help him out. So you going to prom with him? Yes. Awesome. There you go.
What about I saw the footage of that, and she was freaking out. She couldn't believe Bryce Harper was standing on her front porch. What do people outside of Philly think of Bryce Harper? He's kind of a hothead, right?
Well, here's the thing, and I was going to run this by you. To me, Bryce Harper is like Tom Brady, because I used to hate their guts when they were younger. as they've gotten older, they've kind of grown on me a little bit. Once Brady left the Patriots and left Belichick, I kind of liked Florida man Brady.
Yeah.
And Bryce Harper, he's kind of, I don't want to say mellowed out. He's still a big red ass, but I kind of root for him now. Like when all these other guys talk trash, Bryce Harper's the one that kind of gets in their face and is like, oh, you want to run your mouth? Let's go.
He's not scared of anybody. Yeah.
Right. The best was when the Braves player was getting cocky with him in the playoffs last year, and Harper hit not one but two bombs and just ran around the bases staring at it the entire time.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Oh, it was so good. So he's kind of grown on me. I think he's matured a little bit as he's gotten older. Hit us up on social media. Is there an actor or athlete or musician that's kind of grown on you? You didn't like him at first, but after a while, you're kind of changing your tune. At Hammer and Nigel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or the YouTube chat. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
A slow network is no network for business. That's why more choose Comcast Business. And now we're introducing Ultimate Speed for Business, our fastest plans yet. We're up to 12 times faster than Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. And existing customers could even get up to triple the speeds at no additional cost. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability and advanced cybersecurity. It's Ultimate Speed from Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Don't miss out on our fastest speed plans yet. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call 1-800-501-6000 or visit ComcastBusiness.com to switch today. In 62324, restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBell and autopay required. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Compares Comcast Business 1.25 gig to 100 megabit per second 5G internet at Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Up to 3 times downloads for existing essential and standard customers.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Rob. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Restrictions apply. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
JMV here. The Memorial Day sale is on at Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. Race in for savings today. 20% off container trees and shrubs at Sundown Gardens in Westfield and Miss M's Home and Garden in Bargersville now through Memorial Day. Miss M's and Sundown, they're open Memorial Day 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Sundown Gardens, 186th and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. SundownGardens.com. Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135 just south of Whiteland Road. MissM'sHomeandGarden.com.
Brace for the Indiana heat with Chapman Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Get your AC tune-up for enduring efficiency and comfort. Visit ChapmanHeating.com.
Remember, Chapman, the man for all seasons. ChapmanHeating.com.
I'm Dennis Reinbold for Dreyer & Reinbold BMW Infiniti and Mini at I-465 in Keystone, and Dreyer & Reinbold BMW Infiniti, Subaru, and Volkswagen on US 31 South in Greenwood. For 53 years, we've been working hard to earn your continued business and grow within the communities that we support. Visit DryerReinbold.com to see our great selection of new cars plus incredible off-lease and quality trade-ins. All makes and models at DryerReinbold.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go.
Would you like fries with that?
Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the latest info on the forecast for Sunday's Indy 500. Sam Fritz reports on the charges against a man accused of setting an Indigo bus on fire and how the Pacers are feeling heading into Game 2 tonight in Boston. Those stories and more next from the Technology Recycler Studios. I'm Donnie Burgess. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 4 o'clock. Fox News.
The bipartisan border bill stalls again. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, with even more opposition this time as it fails to advance in the Senate for the second time this year. Fox's Ron Schmelz on Capitol Hill.
The bill would have sent billions in funding to address border security while also reforming the parole and asylum system. Republican Senator James Langford of Oklahoma, who helped negotiate the bipartisan deal with Democrats, voted against it, saying the revote was political theater. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer brought the bill to the floor, claiming he wanted to see if Republicans were serious about border security.
Republicans say he wanted election year cover for Democrats on the issue. 2 hours from now, there's a Trump rally in a Democratic stronghold, the South Bronx in New York City. Fox's Alexis McAdams.
The former president, Donald Trump, has said he is going to make a play for New York, focusing on crime, inflation, immigration, and he's ready to get out here, and people here say they're eager to hear what he has to say.
I'm here because I'm so grateful that Trump came to the toughest, most aggressive, most, I could say, dangerous towns in the country. Thank you, Trump, for coming.
It's been decades since a Republican presidential candidate campaigned here in the Bronx.
That was Ronald Reagan in 1980. President Biden announcing stronger ties with Kenya during a state visit.
Standing next to Kenya's President William Ruto, President Biden says he's informing Congress of the intent to designate Kenya a major non-NATO ally.
That's a fulfillment of years of collaboration. Our joint counterterrorism operations have degraded ISIS and al-Shabaab across East Africa.
President Biden says he's also working with lawmakers to make Kenya the first African nation to receive U.S. chips and science funding to boost that country's semiconductor industry and link the U.S. and Kenyan supply chains.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. On Wall Street, the Dow down 605 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What the weather experts have to say about the 500. Partly sunny skies, 79 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:02. You might want to add an umbrella to the list of things you'd usually bring to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Early weather data shows the potential for severe weather Sunday.
Some heavy rainfall. I think we have the potential for some gusty winds and maybe a little bit of hail as well.
Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. There will be a weather briefing held at 1 o'clock tomorrow by the National Weather Service. An Indigo bus was set on fire back in April, causing over $2 million in damages.
Police would arrest DeMarcus McLeod not far from where the fire was started, as he was in a nearby restaurant parking lot. According to court documents, witnesses saw him exit the bus with lighters in hand. The fire not only caused millions in damage to the bus, but an additional $25,000 of damage was done to the stop it had pulled into. McLeod was transported to a local hospital to check for injuries, along with a passenger who had inhaled smoke from the flames. McLeod now faces up to 40 years in federal prison after being charged with arson of a government vehicle. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Speaking of Indigo, the bus service will move its Sunday schedule to this Monday for Memorial Day. The Customer Care Center will be open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Losing Game 1 to the Boston Celtics was a learning experience, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, says Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton.
You know, it's good to learn. I'm 24. I got a lot of time, but I'm trying to win right now. So I'm just trying to learn every day, learn from every game, and I feel like I'm going to do that.
Game 2 tonight at 8 o'clock. It's a celebration of an Indiana basketball legend. The grand opening of the Larry Bird Museum is next Thursday in downtown Terre Haute. Larry Bird himself will be in attendance for Thursday's ceremony. WIBC News Time 4:04, traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
The great vehicles are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, and they are your EV headquarters. You should shop the Moore selection. Head to Andy Moore Ford or AndyMooreFord.com. Shop the EV models like the Mustang Mach-E, which I've driven driven, the E-Transit, the F-150 Lightning, which is incredible. All in stock with more arriving daily. Check out more power. The Ford Mustang Mach-E combines the iconic Mustang heritage with the benefits of an electric vehicle. Not just efficient, incredibly stylish, it's an exhilarating driving experience. But you need more room, more versatility out of your vehicle. The all-electric F-150 Lightning has you covered with seating for up to 5, intelligent backup power, and onboard power for all your tools and gear. This is the all-electric truck that is built for it all. Visit my friends down at Andy Moore Ford, and they'll help make the switch to an EV easier than ever. Check them out on Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
Shop anytime online, AndyMooreFord.com.
With traffic on the 5s at 405, here's Matt Baer.
What's up, Donnie? Looking at eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic, Holt Road to Meridian, Illinois. Southbound 65 to downtown stop-and-go MLK to Meridian Penn. Northwest side, northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic before 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound lanes also stop-and-go Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Lawrence, northbound 465 slows before Penn Pike up to 75th. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Attention, Indy homeowners, is your cooling system ready for the heat? Don't sweat it. Mr. Quick Home Services has you covered with their special $89 cooling tune-up offer. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Our Thursday evening looks like there'll be a few clouds around the forecast, but otherwise a quiet night with low temperatures dropping to the low 60s and winds light and variable in direction. As we make our way towards Friday, we go from the low 60s to the low 80s by the afternoon, with considerable cloudiness in the morning, but clearing on later on in the day. Straight thunder shower possible, but in the afternoon hours that would be below a 20% chance of even making its way into the forecast. More rain in the evening. I'm with TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's... My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. We've had quite a show so far, and a lot more to come. Brian Kilmeade from Fox and Friends was awesome earlier.
Yes.
He invited us on stage with him during his show at Butler coming up at the end of June.
Beers and buffet.
That's what he said. He goes, you guys are more than welcome to come out on stage if you want, and I've got a buffet and a limit of 3 beers. Gonna need more beers than that, Brian.
Gonna need a bigger buffet, let's be honest. Take the lesson from Red Lobster. Just because it's available doesn't mean everybody's got to take part. It's gonna backfire.
And then we have a special guest coming up at the bottom of this hour.
Yes, Conor Daly, fan favorite, starting in row 10 for this year's Indy 500. Awesome American, awesome Hoosier, and he's just a fun dude. So we'll chat with Conor Daly coming up here in just a little bit. Looking forward to Sunday, man. I got my tickets ready to go. I can't wait. I'm going to listen to WIBC on my way to the track. And then I'm totally Steve Bartman. Like, I will wear the headset and listen to the radio feed while I'm at the event of the Indy 500. I'll have the IMS radio network on the headphones while I sit in the stands and watch the race.
And so will the rest of your family that you're going with, right? Are you
Yes.
just going with the boys?
Yeah, just the boys. Dudes' day out at the Indy 500. And hopefully we're going to stay dry. That's the million-dollar question. Now, tomorrow at this time, Marcus Bailey is going to join us. He's going to have a better idea of what we can expect on Sunday. But as of right now, the National Weather Service has increased its prediction of rain on Sunday to 80%. Thunderstorms likely throughout the day, wind gusts around 18 miles per hour, temperatures around 80 degrees. Now, all we need is that window, right? Even if it rains and pours buckets at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., that's fine. Even if it rains in the evening, 5, 6, 7, that's fine. Give us the window that we can get the race in. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah, we've been lucky with the weather the past few years out at the track there on Sunday, haven't we?
We have.
Like, I've been out there when I've been sprinting for my life with the tornado.
I remember the tornado year.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That was fun. I was feeling no pain whatsoever, so I was just I was like, yeah, come on!
You really like Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump's boat. You call this a storm? It was Nigel in the infield going to his car. 3-day weekend and the kickoff to summer is this weekend.
I'm ready.
Memorial Day weekend. Let's check in with the Hammer and Nigel forecast.
And now your Memorial Day weekend forecast from the Weather Channel. Look for a flurry of activity in the liquor store, turning to widely scattered drinking throughout the weekend. Continued man boob sightings with shirtless dad burning the burgers on the grill, followed by salmonella poisoning due to Aunt Edna's potato salad with too much mayonnaise.
Yep.
Chance of forgetting to use sunscreen and getting burnt to a crisp, 80%.
Oh, 90
and that's
for
your
me.
Memorial Day weekend forecast from the Weather Channel.
You're pretty much you're a damn the sunscreen kind of guy, aren't you?
Well, that last trip to Florida may have changed my ways, man. Chris and I got lit up.
And you just don't want to go do anything, and it's painful to take a nap.
You
much
can't
less
put
go to
socks
sleep.
on. You can't put shoes on. You take a shower. It hurts. It feels like 1,000 little knives stabbing you. That last trip to Florida, it was destined, where the sand is like white and it reflects up even more.
I was there, yeah.
Dude, lit my world on fire. That was a game changer for me. Check this out. We got a little feud here. Ted Cruz taking on CNN's Caitlin Collins. What I love about Caitlin Collins, it always cracks me up. When she gets flustered, she always feels like she has to get the last word in no matter what it is. The argument, the debate could be over, but instead of being a professional broadcaster and moving on, she's got to get some smart-ass little comment in there. So she was going toe-to-toe with Senator Ted Cruz, and she asked him that ridiculous question: will you accept, no matter what happens, the results of the 2024 presidential election? Which is a ridiculous question because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, if there's questions, it's okay to say, I've got questions. But CNN wants you on the record to 100% say, I will accept what happens, even if 85 million people all do YouTube videos that say I cheated and filled out 18 ballots. It's a ridiculous, stupid premise. Here's the back and forth.
Attorney General, and my question was
it was the media. It was CNN that relentlessly pushed that propaganda. And by the way,
what
never
propaganda?
holds.
That there was no widespread fraud in the election?
That voter fraud doesn't exist, and anyone who says it does is wearing a tinfoil hat. That is propaganda. And by the way, you never asked Hillary Clinton this. You never asked Stacey Abrams this. You never asked Al Gore this.
With all due respect,
and every
Senator,
one of them said the Republicans who won were illegitimate.
I haven't had any of them on my show. We'll talk to them, but I don't remember there being a president who was refusing to turn over the transition of power and facilitate in it.
And Trump didn't either. Joe
My
Biden
question was
became
about 2024. You did not answer it.
Let me say a final point
Senator Ted
for you.
Cruz,
You
we're
said
out of
they
time.
haven't come.
Thank you very much,
My
Senator
opponent,
Ted
Colin
Cruz.
Allred, hasn't either. He ought to come to your show.
Senator Ted Cruz, no answer to that question. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. The little Senator Ted Cruz, no answer to that question. Thank you very much.
Right.
He's so right about ask Hillary Clinton that question. Would you have asked Al Gore that question previously? I mean, that was in the year 2000. Caitlin Collins is probably 10 years old then, but you know, you remember Al Gore v. W.
Right.
If somebody would have asked Al Gore before the election happened, will you accept the results? What would he have said? Oh, well, I don't know. And look, in the hanging chads, and we didn't get an official concession to that election until, I believe, December of 2000.
And it's just a ridiculous premise.
Exactly.
What if all the machines in a certain swing state go down all of a sudden? What if there are questions? It's okay to say, I think we should look into that. But not for Caitlin Collins. She wants you to be on the record right now. And she did the same thing when she had that Donald Trump town hall, remember? She made that town hall about her, not about him, and she always had to get that last little zinger in there. That's who she is.
She kept interrupting him, right? Did
yes.
Trump call her a nasty woman?
Called her a nasty person.
Yeah, okay.
How about this? Some big names are coming to the aid of Caitlin Collins. Caitlin Clark,
a different Caitlin.
A much better Caitlin of the Indiana Fever. Not that she needs to be rescued at all.
No.
But LeBron James, doing his podcast, says, listen, all these people, specifically WNBA players and media members that want her to fail for whatever reason is ridiculous.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it f***ed up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. I hope they do great. There's a very small number of men and women that actually get to live out their dream of playing a professional sport. And we have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlin has a great head on her shoulders.
You can include Jamel Hill, a woke sports writer, failed ESPN anchor,
right,
in that mix that he was talking about, who says it's all about race and equity and blah, 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 blah. And we're not the biggest fans of LeBron James on this show either.
Right. When LeBron has been on the wrong side of a lot of, political debates here. And when I say wrong, factually wrong, not because I disagree with his politics. I mean, I do, but he's factually wrong on a lot of stuff. But his opinion about Caitlin is spot on here. There are grown-ass men and women who want her to fail because she's popular. And Charles Barkley, last night, during the pregame show of the Western Conference Finals on TNT, he was a little bit more demonstrative. He had a message for the WNBA players that have a problem with Caitlin.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world. Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Charles Barkley.
Charters. That's hilarious. Oh, that's great.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
All right, Hammer southbound 69, stop and go traffic. 106th Street down to 82nd. Inbound 65, also stop and go. MLK to Meridian Penn and eastbound 70 drags from Belmont to the south split. Westbound 70 slow into the north split after rural. All the way down to Fletcher Avenue. Westbound 465 still loaded, stopped in parts. After I-65 over to Harding, 37. The eastbound lanes also tight from 31 over to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Direct Auto. Save Auto Insurance is now Direct Auto Insurance. New name, same flexible payments. Go to directauto.com for a free quote. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
80 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
You're looking to sell a home, buy a home. Don't do anything until you've talked to local real estate expert Mark Dietl, the only real estate agent I'd trust with the sell of my home and the only one I'd trust to find me a brand new one. Jim and Jean in Whitestown had this huge horse farm. It was a lot to manage, and they were ready to downsize. But, selling a horse farm is pretty unique. It takes the right agent, the right buyer. So they hired Mark Dietl. No surprises here. It was a super quick close.
Mark Dietl is the only real estate expert that we trust and we recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel show, and it's because of the guarantee. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. What are you waiting for? Call Mark Dietl today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com.
The search for the temporary fix. It's led you back there again, in the pharmacy aisle, looking for the new and improved pill or spray that will clear up your stuffy nose. And you'll give it a try because at least it helps you breathe, right? Yeah, it does. And it may work, but it's hurting you more than it's helping. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we've pioneered simple solutions to nasal breathing problems without the pain and inconvenience of surgery. In-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty require 0 surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. There are few, if any, practices that have been performing the balloon sinuplasty procedure longer than Advent. That's why we're a global destination for those living with nasal breathing problems. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for balloon sinuplasty, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com. It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Grab a frosty mug and try the newest flavor from Bluebell, A&W Root Beer Float Ice Cream. A creamy vanilla-flavored ice cream swirled together with an A&W Root Beer flavored sherbet. A new way to enjoy your favorite root beer float.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at select Kroger stores.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Life is busy enough without plumbing problems. That's why you need an expert to fix it right the first time. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. That's the LD Smith Plumbing Promise. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits dealer.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hammer, how do we play? Is this anything?
I'm going to run some stories by you. You simply tell us, is it really anything or not? Is this something we should worry about, think about, or is this a big nothing burger and we move on with our lives? Is this anything? Actor Andrew McCarthy. You remember him from the 80s.
Of course.
Right? Pretty in Pink and Weekend at Bernie's, I believe.
Weekend at Bernie's, my favorite Andrew McCarthy movie.
Andrew McCarthy made a documentary about a time in the 80s when he and other actors were dubbed the Brat Pack.
Yeah, cool.
He got most of the other Brat Packers to take part in this. Okay. It hits Hulu in the middle of June. Here's a little bit of the trailer.
On June 10th, 1985, New York Magazine published Hollywood's Brat Pack. I just remember seeing that cover and thinking, oh. If you were coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack was near the center of your cultural awareness. But for those of us experiencing it from the inside, the Brat Pack was something very different. I'd never talked to anybody about what that was like. So I thought it might be interesting to try and contact everyone who was in the Brat Pack. Hey, Emilio Estevez. This is Andrew McCarthy calling you. Hey, Allie. Hey, Demi. Hey, Molly. Let's call Rob. Hello.
I mean, I'm not going to say we were the Beatles or anything.
Well, we didn't fill Shea Stadium. There were moments.
We could have. 1985? I think we could have.
I do too. This is something I can't wait for this documentary. I'm reading a little bit about it now. Apparently, okay, so the Brat Pack, like Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, Leah Thompson, Timothy Hutton, are all a part of the documentary. But for some reason, Judd Nelson, quote, politely declined. If you're Judd Nelson, what are you doing? Like, right. Unless it's for health reasons, I mean, you're not exactly the top of your game anymore, pal.
Right. Are they making New Jack City 2? Newer Jack City? Is that what you're working on, Judd?
I love this role in New Jack City, but I went through 2 seasons in my life in terms of movies when I was in the early 80s, mid 80s, and late 80s. Like when I was a little kid, it was The Goonies and a movie called The Explorers and a movie called The Monster Squad and Never Ending Story, movies like that. And then as I got older, it was The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. Would you say Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire, Weird Science, About Last Night?
Does Anthony Michael Hall fit the
That's a
Brat
good
Pack?
question,
Or was he a little too old at that point for Brat Pack?
Or young?
I don't know.
Less than zero. The movie Class with, I think Andrew McCarthy and Rob Lowe were both in that movie, where Andrew McCarthy hooks up with Rob Lowe's mom, if I'm not mistaken. Great. I can't wait for the documentary. Yeah, incredible.
Is this anything? The voice actor who originally recorded the voice audio for Siri says she found out her voice was used when a friend was screwing around with an iPhone, called her up and told her. On top of that, she claims that she was never paid for the job. Here is Susan Bennett breaking down what happened.
We thought we were just doing recordings for phone messaging. And all of a sudden, you know, I got a phone call from a fellow voice actor in 2011 saying, we're playing around with this new iPhone 4S. Isn't this you? And I went, what? Unfortunately, none of the original series were paid. And that is because we didn't have non-disclosure agreements. So we can, you know, promote ourselves. I guess that was the feeling.
Wow. So she got ripped off.
Totally.
So wait a minute. She recorded the voice audio for Siri, but she found out her voice
was accepted by somebody that got an early iPhone.
Hey, Siri, did you rip off Susan Bennett? No, it wouldn't answer me. It just brought up a bunch of.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Silence is compliance.
It just brought up a bunch of websites. So
I'm sure people who were listening at home on their devices may have had a response to that.
Yeah, but Susan Bennett got ripped off for sure. Yeah, she got jobbed, no question.
Is this anything? TikTok?
Stop.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, don't forget, tomorrow from 5 to 6 down at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, it's the big Hammer and Nigel Beer Sample Friday listening party. We'll be here in the studio, but Spencer's opening up the deck from 5 to 6, free beer and some food, and the Hammer and Nigel show on the sound system. Of course, my wife and I love our Tempur-Pedic mattress we got from Thompson Furniture, but they have all the new outdoor furniture from Berlin Gardens, Hollywood, and they guarantee the best price compared to any competitors, plus free delivery within 75 miles.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus, family owned. Hoosier operated since 1927, and these guys take care of us. They support what we do here at the Hammer and Nigel show. So the next time you need something for the homestead, patio furniture, couch, mattress, make the trip down to Columbus. Support these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress, they are the best. Stop by, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hammer and Nigel here. Hammer, this is actually pretty amazing. If you could get a 15% upfront bonus on your money and a competitive return that's averaged 7% a year for the past 10 years, what would you say?
Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's what Bill Demery can offer you right now. A 15% upfront bonus when you invest your money. And what I love about Bill Demery, I've met with him. He can explain this stuff in a way that I can understand. He breaks it down, and it's so easy, Nige.
You know, there's a lot of advisors on this station, but we only put our name on one advisor that we trust, both of us, and that's Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Help take care of your hard-earned money and reach out to Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120. Ask about the 15% upfront bonus. 317-648-5120. Past performance is no guarantee of future returns.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Every second counts when it comes to weather. 79, cloudy skies. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:30. Severe storms and racing do not mix well. So how likely are we to see any of that during Sunday's Indy 500?
The short answer is that it's possible, says Wish TV forecaster Tara Hastings. They just need more time to fine-tune the forecast, but the early data suggests that some of the weather could be severe.
Heavy rainfall. I think we have the potential for some gusty winds and maybe a little bit of hail.
She says the system could produce enough of a window to get enough dry time to get the race in. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Cleanup and rescue efforts underway in Iowa after the state was hit by several tornadoes Tuesday.
It was 4 fatalities here and then 1 in Adams County, so a total of 5, and just making sure that everybody's been notified.
Governor Kim Reynolds has extended the disaster proclamation to an additional 17 counties. Gas up 20 cents from last week, says AAA. A busy travel weekend coming up. AAA and the TSA predict nearly 45 million people will travel from now through Monday, blowing past pre-pandemic levels. Carb Day will not be the only event happening Friday in Speedway.
After Carb Day at the track, just stay in Speedway for Rockin' on Main.
We're going to shut down 3 blocks, and it's basically a street fest. We have local favorite, My Yellow Rickshaw is going to kick off the night. Following them will be Indiana native and Nashville artist Clayton Anderson. We have a free kids zone from 5 to 8. And then this year we've added in 5 race car simulators, and one features the Indy 500 track, and those are all free for adults to do.
Cheryl McElroy with the Town of Speedway says the party starts at 5. Terry Stacy, WIBC Mobile News.
The closing bell report on 93 WIBC. It was nasty on Wall Street today. The Dow Jones down 605 points, closing at 39,065. The Nasdaq lost 65 points to 16,736. And the S&P 500 down 39 points, finishing the day at 5,267. Your time is 4:32. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Brett.
We did Galaxy for the sidewalks and also the porch. The porch had a few pits. Galaxy said that was no problem.
Home or business, Galaxy Concrete Coatings got you covered.
Obviously with the front sidewalk and step, so we didn't worry about any kind of slipping. You know, you're concerned about that after rain. And then when it did dry, it didn't spot, it didn't stain. It was just like it had been done yesterday.
Lots of styles to choose from. 4 times stronger than epoxy and a 15-year warranty.
One thing that my wife commented on was how easy the Galaxy coating swept versus just the bare concrete.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
We moved here recently. I didn't even think twice about calling anyone else but Galaxy to come do this house.
It's 4:33. What's going on with the traffic, Matt Bear?
Donnie, we're looking at the northwest side, northbound 465 jammed up, 79th up to 865. Those westbound lanes dragging parts from Meridian over to 865. And eastbound 465 stop and go. Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 slow from 96 over to 82nd. East side northbound 465 slow from 70 up to East 56. Southbound 65 stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stopped and parts definitely slow from Holt Road to the South Split. Those westbound lanes from downtown to the airport stop and go traffic South Split to West Street. On the south side, westbound 465 stop and go traffic 74 to Arlington and slows again after 65 over to Harding Street. Traffic sponsored by Driven to Save Lives. This may be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives remind you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Making our way towards Thursday evening, we'll have a few clouds around, but otherwise be rain-free with winds light and variable in direction and low temperatures dropping to 63 degrees. We'll be back in the low 80s tomorrow afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It is that time of year again, the annual Made in the USA sale exclusively at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Big-time savings on Lazy Boy recliners, Smith Brothers, sectionals, Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses, great outdoor furniture from Pollywood and Berlin Gardens, all made in the USA. Sale ends Monday, only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, free delivery.
In Columbus, Thompson Furniture and Mattress, they've been owned and operated by the same family. Awesome Hoosier family since 1927. They still have free delivery. If you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus, they will bring the mattress or the nightstand or the dresser. They'll set it up. They'll take the old stuff back. No additional charge. If you need something for the homestead, reach out to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. These guys support what we do here at Hammer and Nigel. Take care of these guys. ThompsonFurniture.net. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a special guest on the hotline.
He will be starting in the 108th Indianapolis 500. He's a damn fine American. He's a great Hoosier. Conor Daly joins us. Conor, what's up, brother?
Oh, not too much, guys. How we doing?
Man, we're doing well. We're doing well.
I love that he said not too much. Indy 500s in a couple days.
Right. We're hoping we get a chance to watch you race on Sunday. I don't know how the forecast is going to cooperate here, but how you feeling heading into this weekend?
Well, I saw a stat earlier today on the internet, which everything on the internet is correct, but 90% chance of rain for the 2019 Indy 500, and it didn't rain at all. So I do have faith. We obviously know our Indiana weather is a bit psychotic. So who knows? But we're feeling good, man. The polka dot Chevrolet looks great, feels good, is fast. We definitely know it's a competitive car, and I've been enjoying every day on track, every session, every lap.
The number 24 Dreyer and Reinbold Racing Cusack Motorsports polka dot entry is Conor Daly. What is polka dot?
So polka dot is essentially it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife for the future of the internet, like Web3. Polka dot is a network of essentially creative builders that can kind of construct the future of the internet, essentially. And DOT is a token. Any token holder can vote on whether or not they want to see the treasury funds of the Polkadot network spent on certain things. This obviously being one of them. So we got a resounding yes vote on whether or not people wanted to see this happen. So it's pretty cool. It's very unique, very high level, very high technology. But we're in the future already. Some people don't like to acknowledge that we're going towards the future, but we certainly are here.
Chatting with Conor Daly, part of the Indianapolis 500 this weekend, a race you can hear right here at 93 WIBC. Conor, you still dig it? Do you still get the butterflies? Do you still get the sweaty palms on race day? Like, take us through what it's like, what's in your mind when you get to the Speedway on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it's the greatest thing ever. It never gets old. It's the coolest feeling ever, just being here, right now. I don't want these days to go by fast. I want to enjoy every moment. Yeah, I mean, this, be representing for the city, the state, being an Indiana guy at this event is, it's really special. So hearing the crowd's reactions, hearing everyone, when I see clips after the race, I obviously can't hear them when I'm in the car, but it's pretty cool to be a part of this every year, and it never gets old. And I always tell people, if you haven't gone, you're really, really missing out.
Hey, Conor, Nigel here. I just want to pivot real quick. Of course, we'll circle back to the Indy 500. I do find it fascinating that you're just one of a few drivers in the history of the sport to have raced in NASCAR's Daytona 500 and the Indy 500 within the same year. And my question is, are there just an infinite number of differences between driving a NASCAR and an Indy car, or are there more similarities than people might think?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's definitely quite different. My situation, I would say, is not quite as comparable as like Kyle Larson's situation, because Kyle Larson is with one of the best teams in the NASCAR Cup Series, obviously NASCAR Cup Series champion, and also with one of the best teams in IndyCar. Whereas, my NASCAR experience is very short-lived and with a small operation. So, I think Daytona, when you're driving by yourself, it's pretty simple. It's not really, there's not a ton going on. Whereas like here by yourself, there's always something going on. It's always a challenge. Physically, it's tough. Mentally, it's tough. You're always trying to be a little bit quicker. So there's definitely some differences. But at the end of the day, there are several drivers over there in the Cup Series that I for sure would love to see run the double, and it would be cool to see more people like Kyle Larson come over and do it.
I'll be there on Sunday. I go to the race every year, Conor. It's a tradition. I've been doing that since I was a kid. And I think what's kind of becoming a tradition for you, correct me if I'm wrong, is you make a cameo appearance in the snake pit at some point. So my question to you, Conor, is, am I way too old to be anywhere near the snake pit? I'm 46 years old. If I get anywhere near the snake pit, will they think I'm some sort of fed?
I don't think so. I think everything is possible. I don't think there's going to be any type of, mostly because those folks might not even know what's going on in general. So I think you're safe. But man, it's a great experience. I love the fact. My favorite thing to see, one of my favorite things to see on race day, is honestly because I get to interact with some of the DJs, some of the artists that are playing, and they just truly cannot believe what they are witnessing at 9 a.m. Like it's something that for me is one of the most enjoyable things as a fan. I'm like, yeah, welcome to the freaking show, guys. Like this is our event. So, it's really cool to see that, and it's my tradition. I try to get as many of them to sign my helmet before the race as possible because I have all the Snake Pit artists on the back of my helmet for each race each year. So it's cool, man. I'm going to be over there yet again from like 9:50 to 10:15 a.m., so that's my window.
Is there ever going to be a cutoff age, right? Like, because I've always said, I think there's a cutoff age for dudes where you're too old maybe to be in Broad Ripple, too old to maybe wear your hat on backwards. Never. You don't want to be like the Steve Buscemi meme where he's holding the skateboard, right? Never. Hello, my fellow kids. That would be me if I were over there. What about you?
I think it's only weird if you make it weird, so I don't know.
I love it.
Love it. You were part of that celebrity basketball game when the All-Star game came here to Indy. How did that go?
Well, they didn't give me enough minutes. Shannon Sharp didn't have faith in my Indiana roots.
Right.
Kind of a shame. 2 assists, 1 rebound, no big deal. Only a minute and a half. That's fine. I was in the paint. I feel like when you look at me and you look at Micah Parsons, you're like, I think I know which guy I'm going to play on the starting lineup. So that's probably why. But what an amazing weekend in Indianapolis. I thought we did such a great job hosting that, and it was truly a unique experience that I'll never forget, even though I wish I could have, took a couple more shots. I did a lot of practice to get ready.
Right. Conor Daly with us. Again, he's driving the number 24 Dreyer Reinbold Racing Cusack Motorsports Polka Dot machine in the 108th running of the Indy 500. So tell us about this year's race, man. What's going through your mind?
Well, I think honestly, it's going to be an interesting one. I think the field is very jumbled. You've got some people who got to go out early in the qualifying line that took advantage of really good conditions that are probably not as experienced and not maybe as good in race trim, but they were able to take advantage of conditions. So the field is a bit jumbled. You got an Indy 500 champion 2 years ago, starting in the last row. You've got, you've got a couple different people just all over the map. So it's going to be interesting. Penske is, they are really good. So they have a whole mile an hour on the entire field, which hasn't been, we haven't seen that in a long time. So they're going to be the ones to beat, all three of them. And everyone else has to do an incredible job perfecting their day. and hope that they run into some issues. So we'll see what happens. I know we're gonna get up front and we're gonna try to get to the lead and stay there. But I think you're in for an interesting one. It's a new tire. Car's a little lighter this year. The dynamic of the race is probably a little bit different with the new tire that Firestone's brought for us to use. So, we'll just have to see what happens.
Last thing here, and we'll let you go. Conor Daly is our guest. When they do the driver introductions and they say from Noblesville, Conor Daly, do you hear the crowd reaction? Because you get one of, if not the biggest reaction, being one of us. You're a Hoosier. Do you hear that?
I think it just depends on where you start in the row, because sometimes if it's like the first name in the row, like it's good, but sometimes if you're in the middle, you kind of get squashed. So it also depends on who you're starting next to. So yeah, I appreciate it though every time. Like it's cool to hear. It's one of my most favorite moments in my life is standing up on that stage for driver intros. It's probably one of the coolest experiences ever.
Well, man, you've always been cool to our show.
Absolutely.
You used to come by our podcast when we were just two, numbnuts hanging out at a bar, and you'd come by and give us your time, and we're rooting for you, Conor. I know if you win this thing, it's going to be a party unlike anything this city has ever seen. So best of luck on Sunday, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You may not have 1,000 horsepower, but you're always racing, whether it's to work, to pick something up, or drop someone off. So go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations, then choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models. Certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're racing to, go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
My experience, my wife's experience with Diamonds Direct over there at Keystone at the Crossing has been phenomenal. We've been there several times. The last time I emailed ahead and said, hey, here's what I'm looking for my wife's birthday. They had several different things laid out for me. I made the appointment. I was in and out within 30 minutes. Stayed within my budget, no problem. Diamonds Direct has great atmosphere and great people working with you.
I love the staff at Diamonds Direct. Again, we just went to Diamonds Direct a couple weekends ago for Mother's Day, and my wife got 2 rings that had our boy's birthstone on it, and the staff was amazing. They gave her options. They broke down the pricing. They are the best in the business. So if you've got a big event coming up, whether it's a birthday, anniversary, maybe you're going to pop the question, get to Diamonds Direct or check out the website, diamondsdirect.com. The beautiful showroom's right there by Keystone at the Crossing, by the Green Bridge. Stop by and tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Boy, I could really get into trouble with Jay's Lobster and Fish Market right there in the Garage Food Hall in the Bottle Works District downtown Indy. I could easily get addicted to their lobster mac and cheese. You already know about what they specialize in. Jay's Classic Lobster Rolls. So good.
A hill that I will die on is that the Cuban Reuben at Palavana Cubano in the Bottle Works District is the best sandwich in Indy. Palavana Cubano, the newest and best Cuban sandwich restaurant in Indy. Stop by, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Grab a frosty mug and try the newest flavor from Bluebell, A&W Root Beer Float Ice Cream. A creamy vanilla-flavored ice cream swirled together with an A&W Root Beer flavored sherbet. A new way to enjoy your favorite root beer float.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Heat and cool your man cave, attic, garage, or bonus room without adding ductwork with Mitsubishi Electric ductless mini splits.
To find out more, just go to absolutecomfort.org.
This May, you can be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives.
All right, we are rolling. Matt Bear, what's up?
And we're looking at northbound 65 on the northwest side. It is stop and go traffic, 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465 stop and go on the northeast side from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Looking at southbound 65, 2 down at Town Jammed up MLK to Meridian Penn, just like eastbound 70 from Holt to the south split. Stall on the south side. It's on the exit ramp from westbound 465 to Harding. The ramp is open. It's partially blocked. And we also have a delay back to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Driven to Save Lives. This may be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in a very busy 5 o'clock hour, we have Rob Kendall going off the rails. We've got the crazy coupon lady.
All right.
Saving you money on your Memorial Day cookout and the annual reading of 'Twas the Night Before Carb Day. All that's coming up a little bit after 5. Right now, 79 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
What's something you do in a hotel room that you never do at home? That's the question a recent survey asked. Found 61% of us will stay in a hotel. Everyone else said they stayed in Airbnb or with family, okay? So someone asked people to name things that you do in a hotel room that you would never do at home. Here are some of the highlights. Wear a robe and slippers.
Oh, if there's a robe available, I'll wear the robe. I'll walk around the hotel looking like Elliot Gould in Ocean's 11 if there's a robe available.
And my wife was wearing the slippers in our when we went to Marco Island last week. I didn't get a hold of the robe at all. There was a robe there, but I didn't touch it. Seems like a wasted opportunity, though. You're right. If you don't, I mean,
the robe's just going to sit there if you don't wear it, so I might as well wear it, and it's a power move.
Number 2, watch cable TV.
What?
Yeah, I have cable TV. I just have it on in the background the entire anytime I'm in the hotel room, which is not a lot. I'll have ESPN on or something.
But I do that at home, too, so that's not like something I do exclusively at the hotel.
But I think the point of this survey is that everybody streams now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I see what they're saying.
Hotels still have cable.
I went back to cable. Streaming got so damn expensive with all of the other options.
Wait, you reattached the cord?
I did. We went and got Xfinity because I wanted the sports packages. I wanted the Cubs on Marquee, and at the time, I wanted the Pacers on Bally Sports. Well, Xfinity, Bally Sports, they've kind of had a breakup, but my sports packages, it was cheaper for me to get the cord back and eliminate some of my streaming.
Wow, you cut the cord, then you reattached it. Interesting. Again, something you do in a hotel room that you never do at home, blast the AC until it's 58 degrees. Absolutely.
First thing I do when I go in the room is turn the AC down. I want the room cold. I sleep better when it's cold.
Yeah, last week, we stayed at a really nice resort, like the JW Marriott there in Marco Island, and there was a problem with the GD air conditioner.
Oh, no.
And the first night, I was just hot as crap, so I finally broke down and called I don't want to be one of those guys that complains to the lobby. You know what I mean?
You're paying a lot of money. Go ahead and complain. It's okay.
Well, I wasn't, but, it was a work trip, kind of, so. But I certainly didn't want to make cause waves with anybody, but there was a guy at our door just like that, and he's like, oh, yeah, let me fix something here, and it was breezy 60 degrees in the room.
Did they have like a window you could open up with a screen in it, or
not a screen? No, I mean there was a
sliding door.
Yeah, that you could walk out and out on the deck. Okay, eat a full dinner in bed. Something you do at a hotel room, but not at home.
I've done it before, but I'm not a big bed, dinner guy.
Yeah, but at a hotel though.
Right.
That's different. Fill an entire bucket of ice when you only need 4 ice cubes for it.
Oh, yeah. If I'm going to the damn machine.
Yeah, fill it up, bud.
Fill it up.
And something you do in a hotel room that you never do at home. This was at number 6. Read the Bible. A lot of hotels still have them in the nightstand.
Yeah, probably should read the Bible at home.
Should read the Bible.
But sometimes when you got to take a number 2 and you got nothing else to read,
oh my goodness,
you can reach in there, grab the good book, and take care of business.
They had the again at the hotel I was at last week. They had not only the Bible in one of the drawers, but the Book of Mormon. So just in case you were a Mormon, you had a.
Wow. Like, I didn't think they started putting other things in there. Is the Quran in there anywhere?
I was just thinking about that. Use a towel as a bath mat.
Oh, yeah.
I just use towels left and right in the hotel.
They can't keep towels fast enough in a Hammer hotel room.
And they put that little sign up that says, hey, if you would like to recycle your towel, it's better for the environment. Just hang it back up after you're done using it. Nope. It's on a pile on the floor every day.
You recycle it. I'm here to have a good time.
And along with that, take really long showers.
I do that at home, though. I like a good hot shower.
Gosh,
I like the water so hot it almost feels like it's dangerous.
My wife does too. I'm in and out less than 5 minutes. I mean, it's hair, it's armpits, it's feet, crotch, and that's it.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crotch and crack.
Man, I like the steam. I like to sit there.
No.
I may pee. We got a lot of stuff going on in there.
Have you ever looked at the smoke detector and wondered if there's a hidden camera in there in a hotel room?
Doesn't faze me either way. If there is, I hope you're here for the show because it's going to be fun.
And last but not least, what's something you do in a hotel room that you never do at home? Wash down $16 cashews with a $12 beer.
Damn right.
Yep.
100% right there. If they got a little mini bar that you open up and you take that beer out of there.
I'm emptying it. I don't care how much it costs.
Coming up next, top stories, and 'twas the night before Carb Day.
Hammer and Nigel here, only using American Standard equipment, only using American Standard dealers. Just had B&W Plumbing, HVAC, and Electrical in Speedway out of my house. Had a small issue with some drainage in my basement. And they also did the scheduled maintenance on the air conditioner they installed a couple summers ago. Here's Hammer to tell you more.
How about B&W Plumbing, HVAC, and Electrical in Speedway? Listen, spring means unpredictable weather. We're going to see it this week. Is your AC ready to beat the heat? B&W's dedicated team will ensure that your cooling system is in top shape. And when those chilly nights return, the heating services will keep you cozy. Go to bplusw.com/radio to schedule your appointment today. Visit bplusw.com/radio or call 317-243-3581. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 71% of non-retired adults are worried about retirement saving. At Howard Bailey Financial, we don't believe retiring with confidence should be guesswork. In fact, our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we provide our Retire with Purpose Toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you won't outlive. To receive your complimentary toolkit, text CLARITY to 866-482-9559. Take a step toward a more confident retirement with Howard Bailey Financial and text CLARITY to 866-482-9559.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey race fans, this is Tim Wicker from Electric Plus.
When you're looking for an electrical contractor to take care of your next construction project, facility upgrade, or simple maintenance work, make sure you call Electric Plus to give you a professional and top quality project with the best team members in the industry. Just like race car drivers desire to be the best, the mission of Electric Plus is to be the best electrical contractor, period. Visit our website at electricplus.com to see how we can take care of your electrical needs.
Summer's almost here and you know what's coming. Mom, I'm bored. You've already been to the library, the park, the swimming pool, but it's 6 p.m. and there's a lot of daylight left. Let Life Church help you get your summer started off right. Bring your kids to one of our vacation Bible schools beginning at 6 p.m. on June 3rd. They'll make new friends, play fun games, learn new music, and learn truth about Jesus. What a better way to start off summer. Go to lifechurchin.com for more.
Your local news, traffic, and weather coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
You could call it enemy territory. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Former President Trump set to hold a rally in a Democratic stronghold, the South Bronx in New York City, where a crowd's been gathering for hours.
I want to hear him repeat and reiterate his promises, closing the border, cracking down on crime, and bringing economic success. Joe Biden's policies has failed.
That New Yorker, who's black, also criticizing the money spent on illegal immigrants, saying more should be used for local people in need, including homeless veterans. As the former president gets ready to rally, President Biden will host a state dinner tonight for the president of Kenya.
I'm proud to announce we're working with Congress to designate Kenya a major non-NATO ally.
Citing security cooperation in particular, the president also hoping to make Kenya the first African nation to receive CHIPS Act help for the semiconductor industry. A fight over concert ticket prices and access to shows heads to court as the Justice Department in 30 states sue Ticketmaster and its parent company, aiming to break them up.
The lawsuit filed in federal court in New York says Live Nation and Ticketmaster are now squeezing out smaller promoters and hurting artists. It accuses Live Nation of using long-term contracts to keep venues from choosing rival ticket companies and says venues are threatened with losing money and fans if they don't go through Ticketmaster.
Fox's Jenny Cosola. Live Nation calls the allegations baseless and says the lawsuit won't solve issues fans care about. An Arizona man is convicted of murder in the starvation death of his 6-year-old son, who weighed just 18 pounds when he died in 2020. Prosecutors say the boy and his older brother were locked in a tiny closet for 16 hours a day over a month as punishment for taking food at night when their parents were sleeping. The boy's mother is already serving a life sentence in that case. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The weather isn't a simple thing. You've got 80 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Many factors will determine if we see rain and storms during the Indianapolis 500, reports Ryan Hedrick.
Right now, there's a system heading toward Indiana. It will bring a warm front earlier in the day, which could make the storms more intense by adding energy.
That's going to bring us maybe a few spotty showers or storms. The question is, how much moisture does that warm front have with it?
Wish TV forecaster Tara Hastings says timing will be crucial to make sure that we have enough dry weather to continue with the race. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
DeMarcus McLeod has been federally charged with arson. He's accused of lighting an Indigo bus on fire in April. No one was seriously hurt, but a few people had trouble breathing due to the smoke. The fire caused over $2 million in damages. McLeod faces up to 40 years in federal prison. Ordering at KFC in Noblesville this morning wouldn't have worked out.
And that's because your order probably would have been burnt. I'm Sam Fritz. According to the Noblesville Fire Department, heavy smoke was reported at the KFC on 400 Sheridan Road prior to 4 a.m. Crews would respond and the fire would be marked out shortly after 4:20. The building was unoccupied and no one was hurt during the response. The NFD have opened an investigation into the cause of the fire. Sam Fritz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $3.71 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. That's up 20 cents from last week. and 10 cents above the national average. The Indiana Pacers had a tough time with 22 turnovers Tuesday during Game 1 against the Boston Celtics. Pacers forward Obi Toppin.
Definitely got to limit our turnovers. We understand as a team, one of the best offensive teams in this league, and we definitely gonna fix that for next game.
Game 2 is tonight in Boston with tip-off at 8 o'clock. News time 5:04, traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code EASY or text EASY to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text EASY to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, here is Matt Bear.
All right, Donnie, Boone County, looking at southbound 65 stop and go Westfield, Whitestown Parkway down to the Dogleg 865. Eastbound 465 slows from 865 to Michigan Road. Eastbound 465 on the northeast side stop and go from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Lawrence, northbound 465 stop and go 70 up to 75th. Southbound 65 to downtown jammed MLK to Meridian Penn. So is westbound 70 out of the east side from Emerson Avenue into the north split. Delay continues down to Fletcher Avenue. Eastbound 70 into downtown, loaded from Holt Road into the south split. Those westbound lanes also stop and go from the south split out to Harding Street. And on the south side, pockets of slow stop and go traffic on eastbound 465 from 70 over to I-65. Crash Harding Street, south side north of 465. Traffic sponsored by the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. Guys, solve your ED today with an intimacy guarantee only at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. If you don't perform, you don't pay. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic at 999-9000. That's 999-9000. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Thursday evening looks like it'll be a relatively quiet one. Just a couple of clouds around. Temperature still mild. Low temperature dropping to maybe the low 60s by Friday morning. And winds light and variable in speed and direction. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudas for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on the go, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. I don't know, Hammer, if the Pacer game gets out of control on either side tonight. I might have to flip it over to the Trump rally in the Bronx, of all places. Trump venturing out into blue territory, and I'm here for it. I mean, look, the minority communities, Hispanic and African Americans, the polling is grown exponentially from 2016 to 2024. Especially the African-American communities, that number is skyrocketed.
Now, this event is supposed to begin at 6 p.m., but if you've ever seen a Trump event, you could probably push that back to 7, maybe even 8. I don't know. It's kind of like Guns N' Roses coming on stage. He'll get there when he gets there. And let's be honest, he's in New York anyway. So he's dealing with the hush money trial of Stormy Daniels. Right. So he said, you know what? I'm here. I got to be here. Let's do a rally. Hell, I got to campaign a little bit, even though, let's not get it twisted, the Bronx is still going to be blue. The city of New York, all of a sudden isn't going to snap their fingers and all have red MAGA hats on. But it's going to be interesting because the turnout of the crowd, of those who are actually from, the Midtown, Bronx, other borough areas, that's going to be interesting.
The thing with Trump is in these rallies, you know what you're getting. And, I mean, he had huge rallies in 2020. towards the end there when people were allowed to gather, and he still lost. There were some other shenanigans going on. There was COVID. There was, as Rob puts it, funny jelly bean counting with the votes.
Certain states,
in certain states. But Trump doing these rallies, I think, is still... I don't know. It's the eyeball test, and especially with the polling that we talked about yesterday, the swing state polling, state by state, that he's ahead by 2 or 3 points, and in every one of these swing states, it says something.
But that 2 or 3 points is all within the margin of error.
It's small, yeah.
Or, as I say, the margin of pallets full of ballots that could arrive at 4 a.m. Now, the Bronx Democratic Party, they're planning a counter rally.
Okay.
At the same park at the same time. The Bronx Democratic Party reminds me of when the IndyCar split happened, right?
Yeah.
There was the IRL and there was IndyCar, and the IndyCar folks were like, we're going to have our own race on Memorial Day weekend. We're going to have it at Michigan. Narrator, nobody cared.
So you're saying the Trump rally may just be a tad bigger than what we're going to see with the Democrats in the Bronx.
Correct.
That same night.
The Bronx Democrat Party, the counter rally at the same park at the same time, is the equivalent of that Michigan race that tried to compete with the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Not saying that it won't have its moments, not saying that it won't be entertaining. The Michigan race was, but it wasn't the Indy 500. Here are some of the locals from the Bronx speaking on Fox earlier today.
It's 50-50, honestly. People are going to have some love and hate. Some people do love him, but honestly, I still prefer him. That's better than Joe Biden.
Was life in the Bronx better under Donald Trump or under Joe Biden?
It was better under Donald Trump. I can tell you that the Bronx has been through many changes. Everything was getting back on track. And then, everything is like falling apart again.
Senior citizen cannot walk in the street. Yeah. Our children have been killed. Groceries, when you go to a grocery store, you can't even buy anything anymore.
Everybody needs help. People need housing. Instead of giving migrants and everybody that's coming from other countries help, we Americans, give us some help.
El dinero, mayormente a los inmigrantes.
They're giving all the money to the immigrants.
No está mal, pero que...
I'm not against that.
No, lo que pasa es que están cortando lo nuestro acá.
The problem is they're cutting our stuff. What can Biden do at this point?
Nothing.
What you heard were Hispanics, blacks, whites. It was a little bit of everybody. And the consensus all comes back to we had more money when Donald Trump was the president. There's money out there, but it's going to everybody but the people.
Yeah, I mean, that one guy, the Spanish-speaking guy, is like, look, I don't have a problem with them giving money to illegal immigrants, but, give some money. They're taking it away from people that are here legally.
Right. Can we get some, too? Hit me with some legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
So yesterday, old flip-flopping Fauci and a number of folks testified in front of Congress. And an interesting thing is taking place here. So Dr. Fauci's right-hand man testified that he deleted emails he was supposed to keep and used, a separate email address and used back channels to protect Dr. Fauci from a lot of FOIA requests.
And these were emails about the lab in Wuhan and where the COVID virus came from, right?
Right. So Fauci's right-hand man deleted all of these to shield and protect Dr. Fauci from negative criticism. Well, now Rand Paul, senator from Kentucky, who I can't stress this enough, hates Dr. Fauci with the passion of a million fires. He wants that right-hand man prosecuted for destroying evidence.
It's a felony to destroy records. It's a felony to destroy evidence. And so without question, Morenz has admitted in his emails that he was destroying evidence. And he says in all likelihood, Tony Fauci was too. Essentially, David Morenz is Anthony Fauci's Michael Cohen. He's the fixer. He's the guy that is the back channel. He's the guy that's getting giving information to Tony that nobody can see, takes it in person. I mean, this sounds like the mob or something. It doesn't sound like high-ranking scientists. He's taking information that can be shredded and destroyed to Anthony Fauci outside of the system through email or through private delivery to his house. But it is a crime to destroy records. It is a crime to destroy evidence. And so I feel very certain that he should be prosecuted. I'm sending a letter to the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
The question is, will the Department of Justice act? And frankly, if you were prosecuting this, what you would do is offer Morenz some possible immunity if he'll testify to actually what Anthony Fauci was doing, since I believe Anthony Fauci was in charge of the entire conspiracy.
Oh, wow. He could be flip-flopping on an old flip-flop.
Right.
Flip-flopping Fauci's right-hand man could flip-flop on him.
And then it'll be flip-flopping like the fishes because Fauci's mafia will do something to him. It is the night before Carb Day. Carb Day is tomorrow, one of the biggest party days here in Central Indy, and a tradition unlike any other. Kids, grown-ups, families alike, all gather around your radio. It's time for story time with Uncle Nige. 'Twas the night before Carb Day.
'Twas the night before Carb Day, and all through the town, the jorts were being cut. The beer was icing down. The cooler is loaded and ready for the car. It's stocked with Miller and even PBR.
Nice.
The concert is ready. The bands have been booked. I've even practiced my cough for when I call in sick to work. After beer number 8, just so you know, I start yelling out the names of all the drivers that I know. On AJ, on TK, on old Ray Haroon, on Mario, on Dario, and Danica, too. It's sunburned fat guys passed out by 3 o'clock. It's tattooed single moms, all taking off their tops.
True.
Saturday will be the worst hangover you know. But happy Carb Day to all from the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There it is.
Yeah. The end.
'Twas the night before Carb Day.
A tradition like any other.
The video for that is on our Facebook and Twitter right now. At Hammer and Nigel. There's a great video for it.
I forgot about the video.
Go to our Facebook page. Go to Twitter at Hammer and Nigel. Matt Bear.
All right, Hammer, looking at westbound 70 into downtown. This is on the east side, stop and go traffic. Emerson Avenue into the north split. Delay continues down to Fletcher. Eastbound 70, stop and go Holt Road into the south split, going westbound from downtown to the airport. And that's also going to be heavy, slow from the south split out to Harding. Southbound 65, stop and go traffic before MLK down to Meridian Penn. On the north side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. And eastbound 465 is a grind from Westfield Boulevard over to the White River. Southbound Keystone Parkway slows from 116th Street down to 465. Crash on the south side. This is Harding Street, just north of 465. And speaking of, northbound 37 Harding stopped Epler Avenue to 465 because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Attention, Indy homeowners, is your cooling system ready for the heat? Don't sweat it. Mr. Quick Home Services has you covered with their special $89 cooling tune-up offer. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
79 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
There are many things I love about my Window Nation windows. One of them was that it only took them a day or less to install a bunch of windows in the front of my house. They came out, measured 3 different times just to make sure everything was fine, and then the best quality windows were installed. Yet the installers left my house more clean than it was before the install. Hey, if you're shopping around for new windows, there's only one company we put our name on. That's Window Nation. And please do not sleep on this Window Nation semi-annual sale.
The big semi-annual sale is right now. 50% off all style of windows, 0% interest for 5 years. And if you make the phone call and book an appointment this week, just an appointment, you get an additional bonus discount. 866-90-NATION. What do you have to lose? Call the number, talk to somebody, 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. But no matter what you do, you have to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
You may not have 1,000 horsepower, but you're always racing, whether it's to work, to pick something up, or drop someone off. So go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations, then choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models. Certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're racing to, go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
BoerRemodeling.com, serving Central Indiana for 23 years. These are your kitchen and bathroom remodeling specialists. When you're ready to make the change, they're ready for you. It's a new year, so it's time to get it done. That kitchen, that heart of the home, the bathroom, a place where you can actually relax and build instant equity in your home. 317-852-5546 or online at Boer, B-O-O-H-E-R, BoerRemodeling.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This May, be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives reminds you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV.
Don't stress about plumbing repairs. Call LD Smith for honest advice and a free second opinion on any estimate.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits dealer.
Aw, jeez, you guys are freaking me out.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Stop it. The Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer over there with a very special and lovely guest on the hotline.
She saves you money. She's got Memorial Day cookout deals, even though she declined my controversial and racy text message yesterday. She's the crazy coupon lady, Mrs. Hammer, Crystal Hammer. How are you, love?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Hey, Crystal, I got to know, were you listening to our program when that text came through? Did you know exactly what Hammer was talking about when he sent you the can I get some cheeks tonight? text?
Not at all.
You didn't hear that clip from CNN we played of that rapper Cameron saying that?
No, but here's the thing, though. He didn't send you guys what I texted after that because I wasn't feeling very well yesterday, and not only did I say, the explicit,
F off, or
word,
F you, I'm sorry.
Right. Then after that, I was like, you got me sick, stay the heck away from me.
Now, as I understand it, it's just allergies.
That's what I think, too, man. I feel good. I feel energetic. I could work out right now.
You don't have, no fever, right? You don't have to,
No.
All right. As long as you don't have a fever,
just
it's
watery
fine.
eyes and a faucet nose, and that's it.
Yeah, and it probably is allergies, but I still like to blame him for it.
Of course you do.
We have got a pretty big weekend lined up. A lot of Hoosiers, they're going to be having a cookout. And last time I checked, groceries were ridiculously expensive. That is where you come in, Crystal. You are the crazy coupon lady. So walk us through what you've found for our holiday cookouts this weekend.
Okay, so taking the page out of your sports betting show, I did a ballin' on a budget type cookout spread here. So remember, you're going to need to have the Kroger app and you're also going to have to make sure that you clip the digital coupons that are on the Kroger app, okay?
Okay.
So you can't just use your card for these. A lot of these you have to actually clip the coupon on the app that is connected with your card.
All right. Rock and roll.
Okay.
What do you What do you mean click on the? Are you saying clip?
Well, it says clip. Like there's a button that says clip.
Okay,
and
I got it.
you tag it, and then it goes onto your card.
Okay, I got it.
So on your Kroger app, they'll have a coupon, and then you can basically put that in the cart almost, which is clipping it, right?
Right on.
Yes. It's clipping it, and it adds it to your card. So when you go to the grocery store and you have them scan your Kroger card, that coupon will automatically come off.
All right. What did you find?
So for the first two items, though, you do not need a coupon. They are actually in-store sales. So your Coke and Pepsi products, the 12 packs of cans, they are buy two, get three free. Now, a 12-pack of drinks is going to cost you $9.99 for a 12-pack.
Good Lord.
So you're going to pay $19.98, but you're getting 5 12-packs, which makes them just $3.99 a 12-pack. So that's a great deal.
That is.
You can get up to 10 of those. So up to 10, but you want to at least get 5. And then the other one are the Lay's, Doritos, and Cheetos potato chips. You know, cookouts, you have to have chips. They are also buy two, get 3 free. Now, I went with the Lay's, and the Lay's are $4.39 a bag. So if I buy 2 of them at $8.78, I get 3 for free, making them just $1.76 each. Okay.
All right.
So we got drinks, we got snacks, and then I went with hot dogs. The Nathan's hot dogs, which are the best hot dogs that you can buy, but they're usually expensive. Normally $5.29. They are on sale with that weekly digital deal coupon for $2.99. And then the Johnsonville brats, that's another one that we like for cookouts. They are normally $6.49 a package. That weekly digital coupon is going to make them $3.99 a package. And for you health nuts, I have a vegetable and a fruit, believe it or not. We're going to get a 4-pack of corn on the cob. A 4-pack of corn on the cob is $4.99.
Ridiculous.
I know, but you can clip that coupon, and it's going to be $2.49 for a 4-pack. And then watermelon. Wait till you hear this. One of the decent-sized watermelons, not the mini personal-sized ones, the decent-sized ones, they are $7.99 for a watermelon. But if you clip that coupon, it's going to be $3.99 for that watermelon. So I did like a little scenario if it was my family of 4 where I would get 2 packages of hot dogs, 2 packages of brats. Oh, and I also forgot to say hot dog buns. They are also on sale for 99 cents. With that coupon. So I got 3 packages of hot dog buns. We got drinks. We got Doritos and some corn on the cob and watermelon. If I bought that without coupons and store sales, that would be $115. But with all that savings, you're only going to pay $52.
I like
so
it.
That's a 55% savings. And you've got plenty of hot dogs, hamburgers. Now, if you want to be bougie this weekend, steaks are also on sale. There is a good deal on some sirloin steaks and the big baked potatoes and some breaded shrimp. So if you want to be a little bit bougier, just look on that Kroger app and you can get yourself a nice steak.
You're making me hungry.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, Crystal, what's the biggest thing in terms of shopping at the grocery? Like when we're talking about price increases, is there anything off the top of your head that's increased the most? I have one in my head that I always mention, and it's lunch meat. That price has doubled. Like it used to cost me $7 a pound for some sliced chicken. And now it's like $12 to $14 for a pound. Anything off the top of your mind?
That is definitely one of them, especially if you get the deli style. Like if you want the actual deli slice.
Yeah, that's what I get.
And not the prepackaged stuff. I mean, for me, it's the cans of soda because we love our Diet Mountain Dew. And so for us, anytime there's a sale like this, I will go and buy 10, 12 packs. I will stock up. And then I have my kids have their own Kroger. They have their own Kroger account with their own Kroger card. And I will buy 10 on each of theirs just to stock up our pantry.
Hey, Crystal, before we let you go here, you are looking for somebody to do a special tattoo. Now, I am not tattoo guy. I do not have any tattoos. I do not have any piercings. I am 100% wholesome all-American boy. You, on the other hand, you are looking for somebody to do a special tattoo, right?
Yeah, now look, it's not like I want a tattoo on my entire arm or anything. So, as most of your viewers know, my mom has recently passed away. My mom was very special to me. She raised me, basically almost on her own. And I had her fingerprints saved. And I want to have her thumbprint tattooed onto my arms with angel wings with her signature underneath it. Nothing big, just something a little bit on my wrist, just something to remind me of her and how much I miss her. But yes, it may be a pink flamingo on the other arm.
Okay, stop with the flamingo stuff, okay?
I've seen your
You
bathroom.
had a wholesome thing going. You were appealing to people, tugging at the heartstrings, and you brought these damn flamingos back into it.
You can buy flamingos alone. I have Flo and Fredo, my pink flamingos in my bedroom. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, but
flamingos.
I want to come to your guys' house just to use your flamingo bathroom. I might make a special trip.
So, listen, time's a factor here, but if you are somebody that can do this tattoo that the coupon lady's looking for, make a little tattoo on her wrist somewhere of her mom's thumbprint, email us, Hammer and Nigel at WIBC.com, or just get a hold of us through social media. Send us a direct message. We'll try to find somebody. So if you're a tattoo artist or know somebody, hit us up and we'll pass it on to you. Is that a deal?
That sounds great.
Crystal Hammer, the crazy coupon lady, you are the best. We'll talk tonight.
All right, bye, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
This might ruin your racing plans. It's partly cloudy and 79 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Rain is becoming more likely for Sunday's Indianapolis 500. A warm front is expected early Sunday morning.
That's going to bring us maybe a few spotty showers or storms. The question is, how much moisture does that warm front have with it? I think the better chance of rain is going to arrive with a cold front that'll move later through into the afternoon and evening.
The timing of that rain will be crucial, says Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. The National Weather Service will hold a briefing at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Stalking and interference in reporting a crime are just two of several charges against a New Albany police officer who was arrested Wednesday.
State police say they began investigating that officer, Chad Armenta, last month, and they learned that he went to a woman's home while off duty and refused to leave after being asked repeatedly to do so. They also say they got recorded phone conversations showing that Armenta also used his position as a police officer to interfere with an investigation after the woman made a call reporting his actions to the New Albany Police Department. Armenta is also charged with official misconduct, criminal trespass, and harassment. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A bipartisan border bill failed in the Senate for the second time. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer put the bill on the floor for a vote after it was blocked in February by Republicans. You're paying an average of $3.71 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. That's up 20 cents from last week. You probably heard the government is suing Ticketmaster and Live Nation over their business practices. That's music to the ears of Taylor Swift fans.
A Dallas-based law firm representing over 350 Taylor Swift fans in lawsuits against Ticketmaster has put out a statement saying that they are elated that the Justice Department's Antitrust Division has finally filed a lawsuit against the Live Nation Ticketmaster Union. Kinder Law, LLC, has two ongoing Swiftie cases and says that they are advocating to stand up for consumer rights and hold this multi-billion-dollar corporation accountable for their business practices. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Donnie, looking at eastbound 72 downtown. It is fully loaded stop-and-go traffic right now. Holt Road to the south split. You exit north. Stop-and-go traffic up to the north split, then slow out to Meridian Penn. Now, inbound 65, stop-and-go from the White River into the north split. Delay continues down to Fletcher. North side, eastbound 465, barely moving after Meridian over to the White River, then stop-and-go over to I-69. Northwest side, northbound 465, full house after 79th to 865. 65. Southbound 65 in the Boone slow. Whitestown Parkway down to 865 the Dog Leg. And then on the south side, pockets of slow. Eastbound 465 from 70 over to Emerson Avenue. Those westbound lanes still a little bit heavy after 65 past 31. Traffic sponsored by Driven to Save Lives. This may be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for It's the Traffic Updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Our Thursday evening looks like there'll be a few clouds around the forecast, but otherwise a quiet night with low temperatures dropping to the low 60s and winds light and variable in direction. As we make our way towards Friday, we go from the low 60s to the low 80s by the afternoon, with considerable cloudiness in the morning, but clearing on later on in the day. Straight thunder shower possible, but in the afternoon hours that would be below a 20% chance of even making its way into the forecast. More rain in the evening. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Junior Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
It is the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here, also joining us live in studio to go off the rails. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. How are you, Rob?
Great. Thanks as always to our segment sponsor, Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
You know, both of you bastards can kiss my buttocks. I'm staying off. I'm radio silent tonight during the Pacer game. Okay, game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston.
Good. Maybe the
what?
Pacers will have a chance tonight.
Yeah. I first of all, I've already made it official. I washed my hands like Pontius Pilate of the jinx that I put on them during game 1 when I was like, yeah, 64, tied up, halftime. And I got excoriated for that. You guys, I'm done.
I love you think you washing your hands of it makes everything okay. I'm sure Bill Buckner washed his hands of that World Series loss for the Red Sox. Doesn't mean that people accept it.
Too bad.
Here's the thing, and I love you, Hammer, and you're one of my you're one of the people who's been great to me in this industry, and I think the world of you, and I would run through, a fiery furnace for you.
There's a pretty big butt coming there.
You are a little demanding when it comes to watching the games sometimes. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we wanted to win the game. You play to win the game.
I mean, it is a little hard that the only thing I can do with you in the group chat is bitch about things, because anytime someone says anything remotely positive, it's
You're
our
done.
fault.
It's my fault, sure. Hey, you had a pretty interesting perspective this morning with what's going on with the city of Indianapolis and the ownership of the Indy 11. Can you kind of break down exactly, what is the update? What is going on now?
Well, it's laughable that now the new thing from the city on this Indy 11 property across from Lucas Oil Stadium is, oh my gosh, we're so concerned that there's these dead bodies on this property.
We already knew that.
Well, of course. No. And so now their thing is the city is trying to present themselves as some sort of good guy after they've already screwed over Ursula Ozdemir and the Indy 11 by going behind their back and finding this new ownership group and going for MLS without them and basically abandoning that diamond chain development that they've already sunk all these resources into. They're trying to present themselves as the good guy going to Ursula Ozdemir and the Keystone Group going, oh, there's some bodies there and we're concerned about that. So we'll give you, I'm doing air quotes here, fair market value for your land and you can just wash your hands of the whole thing and we'll take it from here.
But originally the city, I remember the Photoshop, photo op Joe of the ceremonial first dig with the shovels with the ownership of the Indy 11, and they were working in good faith to build that project with the city, but no contracts were signed, right? And then a couple of weeks ago, Mayor Hogsett was like, I think I'm done with you guys.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, we talk about when you get into bed with a vampire, you can't be surprised if they drain your blood. And part of me really wants to feel sympathetic to Ursula Ozdemir because, by all accounts, he's been a very good corporate citizen. He's done a lot of things for the city. He's an upstanding human being. But Ursula and the rest of these business owners in this city have never turned against Hogsett when he disappears during the riots. Nothing. When he allows the city to be burned. Nothing. All of the things that have happened under Hogsett's watch, out of control violence. These people keep standing behind him. So how do I feel sympathetic for some guy who has been an enabler of this behavior all these years?
And we keep hearing that the city county council, they might not be on board with this. They're upset that Boss Hogsett kept them in the dark. You know as well as I do, all of those Democrat butt sniffers, from Vop Ostley all the way down, when it comes time for the rubber to meet the road, they're going to do whatever Boss Hogsett wants.
Absolutely, because they're void of any originality or thought, and in many cases, they're void of decency, which is what we're talking about here.
But imagine Boss Hogsett being the hill that you want to die on, that guy being your fearless leader.
But they're incapable of figuring things out for themselves. Like, how much free thought and deep dive discussion you think goes into these things? These people are basically a rubber stamp. It's same party, same viewpoints, and you have a local merchant who has done great things for the city of Indianapolis, who they are going to totally screw, but they don't care. What's laughable to me about this, though, is the excuses now that they're coming up with, which is, well, you know, there's bodies there, and we're worried they're not going to be properly taken care of. People have known there are bodies on that Diamond Chain property for well over 100 years, because over 100 years ago, a bunch of bodies were exhumed and moved because of the condition of the property.
It was a burial ground. Like,
Yes!
not a big secret. It was a burial ground where a lot of those bodies ended up going to Crown Hill, but some, you know, might not have been marked. They may have missed some, so they're there. And now Boss Hogsett and his cronies in his office and his administration are trying to position this as, well, we're so concerned about these bodies, we're going to buy back the land at a wink, wink, fair market price. And maybe, just maybe, if we build an MLS stadium on top of it, that happens.
Like it was a bait and switch, right? They were working in good faith with the Indy 11 ownership, and then all of a sudden the city backs out, and then now they're trying to devalue the property, presumably, allegedly, and saying, hey, we'll buy this from you now.
Right, and you're right, Rob. When you get into bed with Boss Hogsett, you know, you're dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight, but we still can't let him off the hook here. He is a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, and they treat it as though this is a poltergeist movie where they found this Indian ancient burial ground and now somebody's shouting, they're here. I mean, they've known these bodies were there the entire time. There's been high industrial commercial development there and commerce done there, and nobody cared at all about this. They knew when they broke the ground they were there and nobody cared. I can speak to some experience, and I'm not proud of this, but I did do this, and so I will own it, of what Boss Hogsett has done here. When I pursued the same girl all throughout 6th grade. She was the most beautiful girl in the 6th grade. And finally, right at the end of 6th grade, she agreed to be my girlfriend. And I dated her all throughout the summer of 6th grade after graduation. It was fine. And then I recognized, wow, now I'm in 7th grade and there's all the girls from all the other elementaries. And, well, they're just better looking, so I'm going to go with them. I kind of did the same thing. Moving from Lincoln Elementary to Brownsburg Junior High School. So I can speak from experience of what Hogg said here. That's exactly what he did. He rode the Ursel Ozdemir train until there were better looking women, and he said, I'm going to junior high, and you're out of here, Ursel.
That's a fantastic breakdown right there.
It really puts it into perspective for people that might not understand what's going on. That's incredible.
Thank you. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey show joining us, going off the rails. So tonight, Donald Trump scheduling a rally in New York, in the Bronx, I believe. We've talked about Trump rallies in the past, but this one, it's almost like, what the hell else is there to do? He's stuck in New York with this trial. Might as well throw a rally in a very blue city and see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean,
very good numbers with the African-American community.
Well, it's the game within the game, and Trump does the game within the game very well. And the game with what I mean by that is, in 2016, I did an event with Indy Star. That was how long ago that was. They still liked me and had me go into their building, where it was like they took these different political people, and we were live tweeting the first debate between Clinton and Trump, and you were on camera and a whole bunch of other things. And at the end of the night, they were asked all of these. There was all these establishment people and me, and they were at the end, who won the debate? And all of these people, Clinton, Trump was this and that, blah blah. And they were talking to the Republican people and the Democrat people, and they come to me and I said, Trump kicked her ass, and they all oh, curse Kendall, Trump sycophant, Trump errand boy, of course. And I said, no, what you guys don't realize is, he wasn't talking to the nation. He was talking to iron workers in Pennsylvania. He was talking to factory workers in Ohio. That debate was targeted at a very select group of people who are going to decide this election, and we'll see who chuckles on Election Day. And Trump won because he ran a targeted campaign. It appears he's back to doing that again, and what he's trying to do is pick off a portion of the African-American electorate. He don't got to win the African-American electorate, which he's not going to, but if he gets 20 to 25% of that, game over, and it looks like right now he's doing that.
Yeah, that's what the polling says for African-American.
So I think Trump's back to kind of running. Look, 2020 was weird, and he was weird, and there were so many things going on.
And COVID was a disaster.
It seems like he's back to running this sort of super targeted campaign, picking off a little voter block here and a little voter block there, and that's probably a very good thing for him.
On the other side, I know this is a question we could probably ask every week. Do you think Joe Biden's going to make it to the finish line?
Well, here's the problem they've got. There's a new poll out. You guys touched on it yesterday with these swing states, and Biden's behind in like 6 of the 7 swing states, especially when you factor RFK Jr. into the poll, which you absolutely have to.
But it's close, though.
It is, but if someone shows you a poll without RFK Jr. in the poll, you should totally dismiss it because he's going to get enough that he'll make a difference. It is close. However, what's interesting is in each swing state, then they then posed Trump v. Kamala, and she's way worse than Biden. So unless the Democrats are going to step over a black woman to give it to Greasy Gavin or whoever, you've got to ride with Biden because he's way better than Kamala.
But they're going to do that. They put Joe Biden up there the last time.
Yeah.
The party that says we hate old white men put the oldest white man they could find up there and ran him and won.
Look, I agree. I just think the Democrats, as big a dumpster fire as the Republicans are down the ballot, I think Democrats are as big a dumpster fire at the top of the ticket. And I think we could have some weird divided government next year, which means Trump will be impeached again, and it's going to be like a Democrat House and a Republican Senate and a Trump presidency. And this country's a mess. It's just a total mess, and this election isn't going to solve it.
Can you stick around for one more break?
Totally, as long as you're nice to me, nicer than you were to Nigel.
No promises. We're going off the rails with Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. Coming right back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. And a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We've recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news. We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what the heck do you have to lose? We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Call Ron or Terry at 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. That's rragency.org. A health plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
Hammer and Nigel here. Hammer, this is actually pretty amazing. If you could get a 15% upfront bonus on your money and a competitive return that's averaged 7% a year for the past 10 years, what would you say?
Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's what Bill Demery can offer you right now. A 15% upfront bonus when you invest your money. And what I love about Bill Demery, I've met with him. He can explain this stuff in a way that I can understand. He breaks it down, and it's so easy, Nige.
You know, there's a lot of advisors on this station, but we only put our name on one advisor that we trust, both of us, and that's Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Help take care of your hard-earned money and reach out to Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120. Ask about the 15% upfront bonus. 317-648-5120. Past performance is no guarantee of future returns.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Hey, it's Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's that time for our annual Made in the USA sale. Racing for savings on Lazy Boy recliners, Smith Brothers sectionals, Tipper-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses, and Berlin Gardens and Pollywood outdoor furniture. All made in the USA with the best service and lowest price guaranteed. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had leaf filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Attention Indy homeowners. Is your cooling system ready for the heat? Don't sweat it. Mr. Quick Home Services has you covered with their special $89 cooling tune-up offer.
Heat and cool places where ductwork won't fit using Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. You can even wrap them to match your decor.
Find out more at absolutecomfort.org.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
Yeah, we just wrecked on the north side, Hammer. It is westbound 465 right before Meridian Street 31, and 2 left lanes now blocked. Traffic is stopped past Keystone Avenue to the White River. And we are looking at eastbound 465. That stopped also after Meridian over to the White River. Looking at westbound 70 slow after Rural into the north split. Southbound 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 loaded into downtown from Holt to the south split. And on the south side, it is a crash westbound 465 at South Keystone Avenue. That is after the I-65 interchange. 2 right lanes are blocked and traffic jammed. Back to Emerson Avenue, your delay time right now is running at about 13 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Driven to Save Lives. This may be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives remind you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
79 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show every Monday through Friday, 9 to noon here at 93 WIBC. So what does Memorial Day weekend, race weekend mean at the Kendall House?
Well, this year, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, everything is really expensive.
Super expensive.
Yeah. And I don't.
Did you listen to the coupon lady earlier? She saved you money on your Memorial Day cookout items.
And you guys both have children, so I don't need to remind you, they're also very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So thus, because I chose a career in radio, and thanks to the Republican tax hikes and Biden inflation, I now have a second quasi-full-time job. So Saturday, I'll be at the golf course. Sunday, I'll be at the golf course. And then Monday, I'll be spending all the money on the super expensive stuff that I earned working at the golf course.
So you will be, if the race happens, again, sounds like rain could be in play here, listening to what I say is the greatest radio broadcast every year, the IMS Radio Network.
No doubt.
Because I'll be working Sunday morning, so every person who checks in, I'll be telling them, quiet, I'm trying to listen to the race. Can you just write down what you want, and I'll take care of you? Yeah, I mean, it's a slice of Americana. It is better to listen to the race than to watch it. Remember that one year it was on Peacock, and we were able to watch it, and it was like, I feel like I'm betraying my country by watching this race.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go back and
I'm totally Steve Bartman because I go to the race, but I'm Steve Bartman. I've got the headset on. I'm listening to the IMS Radio Network while I'm watching the race.
Yeah, I mean, Query and obviously Mark Janes, who's a great dude. They do such a phenomenal job calling that race, and the entire team. And there is a moment for every person. And for some people, it's TAP. Some people, it's back home again in Indiana, where it's like, you are connected to every person in your life who is no longer here, who used to engage in this race with. So for me, it's my grandparents.
Me
right?
too.
And it's like, it is such a special. Yep. The prelude to the race is almost better than the race itself. And that is in no way to take away what those drivers do or what the IMS Radio Network does. But there's something very special about listening to the race on WIBC.
Do you want to get nuts?
Oh, let's get nuts.
Do you want to get nuts?
Let's do it.
I know I am trying to get through No Parlay 24.
Yeah.
But I looked into Kyle Larson Indy 500 Coca-Cola 600 parlay yesterday.
Oh, wow.
$10 to win nearly $600.
I like it.
I think I'm going to have to play that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go all in on the Kyle Larson double.
I love that. And, of course, I've got to throw some coinage on Stingray Robb, the official driver of the Kendall and Casey show.
And then Scott Dixon, the guest of Tales from the Track. He was incredible this Monday at the Stutz facility, Hammer. And, Helio's in that same row, too, number 7. He scored me like $1,500 when I picked him a couple of years ago.
And think about that. You were so bad at betting football, you blew through all of that by the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl arrived.
That is 100% true.
By the way, can I just make a request? And I've done this to Hammer, and it seems to fall on deaf ears every year. Can we get Dick Simon as the Tales for the Track guest next year on for next year's broadcast?
That's a request that's above our pay grade, but we can certainly make it.
Now, to be fair, he's still alive. He's older than Joe Biden, but he's way more coherent.
Dick Simon, we love you. It's off the rails.
Special thanks to
Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You guys are the best.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. We're coming back.
Have you seen all the patio furniture at Sullivan Hardware and Garden? Check the specials on all of our patio furniture just in time for Memorial Day. Like all-weather wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. We specialize in excellent quality, mid-priced patio furniture that's in stock at our 37,000 square foot warehouse. All sale priced at 30% off. You can even choose your own custom cushions on most sets. Get ready for Memorial Day. Come see our wide selection of hanging baskets, bedding plants, perennials, and much more. With so many colors and varieties, it's the best-looking selection you'll find anywhere. Looking for a new grill? See our full selection of Weber, Traeger, and the Big Green Egg. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers. Online at sullivanhardware.com.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
When you hit the pump, make a better choice for your wallet and for the environment. Fuel up with Indiana-grown corn ethanol blend. Unleaded 88 can be used in virtually every car, while that yellow cap or Flex Fuel logo means you can grab the E85 pump. No matter which one you choose, you're lowering greenhouse gas emissions and your bill to fill. So the next time you get to empty, choose an ethanol blend for your refill. Find a station at incorn.org/ethanol. Message brought to you by Indiana's corn farmers and their checkoff.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Your bathroom is boring and basic too. It seems like there's nothing you can do. A better bath awaits. You'll feel brand new, relaxing in a world of peace at the Bath Authority.
Hey, it's Rob. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate and get $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions apply. A better bath awaits.
You're our priority at the Bath Authority.
Hey, it's Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's that time for our annual Made in the USA sale. Racing for savings on Lazy Boy recliners, Smith Brothers sectionals, Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses, and Berlin Gardens and Polywood outdoor furniture. All made in the USA with the best service and lowest price guaranteed. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
Indy Humane, committed to helping Central Indiana's pets in need since 1905. Find your new best friend today. IndyHumane.org.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown.
The Indiana Office of Energy Development has selected Purdue University to further its research of small modular nuclear reactor technology and study how it could potentially be used to power Indiana in the future. Sungjin Kim, head of Purdue's School of Nuclear Engineering, says such a study is logical for Indiana.
Because Indiana is one of the biggest coal state, and we are, as I understand, the state government is trying very hard to find a way to have a transition from carbon-based to non-carbon-based energy.
Work on the study began in February and will be completed in October. At the Global Economic Summit this morning in Indianapolis, Governor Eric Holcomb announced the state and Elevate Ventures have partnered on a new $100 million fund aimed at growth stage companies involved in cross-section innovation. The new fund, called the Elevate Ventures Growth Fund, will be aimed at companies with a $500 million or greater total addressable market. Indianapolis-based board management software company Onboard has acquired Pittsburgh-based Govenda, the company's parent announced today. Financial terms of the deal are not being disclosed. The company's 25 employees will join Onboard's team of 250. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.